Yeah, bro.
What's going on, man? How's your day going?
Going great. Actually, I got my that's my second account. My first account actually got like restricted for lives.
For life?
Like for lives,
Oh,
so I
for
can do
lives, for
lives.
lives, for lives, for like a week or something, probably, right?
Yeah, 3 days. I accidentally like I showed I wanted to show a picture of like two dogs that I filmed with like next to Hebron, and I
Uh-huh.
accidentally forgot that I had the GUN and like I forgot to blur it out. And the second like I put it up, I immediately like took it down because I knew that I got theft and
So
I
it's
said
that quick.
yeah, it was that quick. And it took like 1 minute until TikTok actually understood. So I thought, yeah, I got out of it.
Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
got out of it. No, but yeah, TikTok listens to everything, bro.
Yeah, they got good algorithms, man. I don't know how they do it.
Well, damn, that's that scary hours podcast, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Yo,
what I'm
dog.
talking about, man.
Hey,
You got
dog.
that shit alone, man.
Dog, why you call yourself Dog Logic? Are you making fun of God Logic?
That you know that's the main model, man.
Huh? We
That's
just
the
making
main
fun.
model.
Okay. But hey,
Damn,
look, God Logic is a nice guy, man. Why do you guys hate on him?
no God logic. We gonna refer to him as dog logic
Just
because
straight up
dog
that?
logic
Hmm.
is what's good for him, man. So next time when you mention him, just say dog logic, okay?
I can't, man. That's a nice guy, man. He's a nice guy. He's a warrior. You know what I'm
He's a
saying?
warrior.
Hmm.
Do you think do you make him as your idol?
No, no, I'm not gonna make him as my idol. You already know I'm not a Christian, but I do respect what he does, man. He puts himself out there with you guys. He goes right to where you guys are.
Today, look, today,
Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I
What's up,
see it
Stallion?
says, "Why do you believe in Christianity?"
Yeah, yeah. Well, it says that. I'm glad you could read.
Right, it's like you're popping for these Christians. Whenever I say something like that, it's like you're scared of something.
But dog, all right, you know this is what I do, bro. You're not gonna complain about it every day, man. Come on.
Yeah, nah, I told you,
Let's
you.
move forward.
What did I
Move
tell you last
forward.
time? I told you at least you have to at least bring something that says
Oh my
something
God. All right,
like
all
the
right, all right,
Christian
all right, all
topic.
right. All right. I don't want to
You
hear
did.
this today, dude. What's up, Stallion?
What's going on, man?
What's good?
So your prompt is saying that why do you believe in Islam?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my answer to that is all of the previous Old Testament and the scriptures before that preach oneness of God, and then the only other book other than and then obviously the old scriptures is the Quran that practices the oneness of God. No
Yep.
human sacrifices, nothing, just plain straight up good actions and believing in the one creator of the heavens and the earth and forbidding what
Naam,
is wrong and
naam,
encouraging what is right.
All
naam.
right,
You see,
but
scary podcast. Listen, and take notes. Scary podcast.
all right, all right.
No,
All
it's
right.
very
So
simple, man.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but let me ask you a question because what I don't understand is why can't you just believe in one God, bro? Like without anything else. You can't believe in
That
one
is what
God and
Islam is. Yeah, that is what Islam
but like
is. It's
okay, I
believing in
believe
one
in
God without.
I know, but I believe in one God too. I'm not a Muslim.
Yeah. Okay, so define the aspect of God. What's God in your definition?
God is the one necessary being, right? So because we exist,
Mm-hmm.
I have to deduce
Mm-hmm.
logically that there must be a creator,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me that's just a necessary
Mm-hmm.
being and I believe in
So
him.
perfect. That's a great answer. So you do have, and you do agree that the creator cannot be like his creation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so yeah, you're already on the right path, bro. Us
I know, but
Muslims,
this
we
see, but
believe
this is the
that the
thing is that
creator that
once
created the heavens and the earth
that's what I'm
is,
saying though. That's why I don't believe
hear me
Islam is
out.
just about
No,
Islam is
no,
not just about believing in one God. You see what I'm saying? Because now you and me just agreed that I believe in one God, but now you're like, oh, you're
what
on the
else is
path
it?
to Islam. So that
Yeah.
means Islam is by definition
No,
more
no, 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 no. It's no, no,
than
no,
just
no, no.
believing in one God.
No. What I meant by path was that, no, no, no. What I meant by path was that you're following the path of oneness. So you can, and our Islam teaches us oneness of the Creator, right? So the aspects of the Creator is that He's not like His creation. You understand? He is within His creation. So like when you look at every part of this earth that's been created. If you look at the solar system, if you look at his creation, you'll see aspects of the creator in it. But God is not contained in the creation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And, I'm not a Christian, so I don't
Yeah,
have to believe in God being in creation
yeah,
either. But what I'm saying is,
yeah, exactly.
Islam is not
Hmm.
just about that. Islam is like LARPing on the idea of one God. It's like it takes that and it uses that against you to force you to do other things besides just believing in one God.
No, 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 no. Look, see, this is where I think that when you interpret something without context, it becomes difficult. Trust me. I'll give you a very simple class about Islam. Okay, the basics of Islam is to believe in the oneness, obviously. Okay, is to believe that there are prophets and they were sent down, and the message of those prophets was essentially to worship and glorify the one who created you. Okay. And on this earth, there was a doctrine of how to behave on this earth, right? So it's always forbidding what is wrong and encouraging what is right and paying like zakah. So establishing charity, right?
Teach him. That's what I'm
So
saying. Stallion,
you do
teach him.
believe as a
Teach him.
person. Yeah, no, no. Hear me out. This is good for you as well, bro. We're Muslim, and this refreshes our iman. And
100%,
also, it's a
man.
part of it's also a part of giving charity, bro. So as a human being, we feel that it's an obligation upon us if we have a little bit of money that we can help out somebody because it purifies us and it purifies the heart. You know what I mean? So charity is one of the pillars of Islam. All right. Now, in order for us to communicate with our Lord, we can make a prayer without standing up and doing the 5 prayers that we do. We can make dua. So dua is considered prayer. So before the prophets, that's how they used to communicate with God. That was the prayer. And when Muhammad came, there was established that we should do 5 prayers. And this was established to make a discipline within us Muslims and to have a brotherhood that was stable when we visit mosques. So when we go to the mosque, a brother who is arguing with another brother eventually has to squash the beef because we're praying together. You know what I mean? It was a means of brotherhood. It was a community, a sense of community. That's why most of the prayers that we have, it's more appreciated if you go to the mosque as opposed to doing it at home alone. But you can do your prayers at home, and if you want a personal connection with God and you want to be in your solitude, you can pray your 5 prayers at home. You know what I mean? So it's more of like an aspect to have discipline. So when you have 5 prayers, you can be busy in doing whatever you're doing, your business, your kids, whatever not. But there's a special aspect, right? It's a relationship that you have with the Creator because you want to acknowledge the
All right, brother.
Creator. That
All
you
right,
take
brother. All
time
right.
out.
All right, Jesus. All right, brother. I got
Yeah,
you. I got you. It's a
yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
thing,
No, no.
right? What I'm
I'm
saying
trying to
is,
I'm trying to make it clear because
I
there's a
got you. No,
confusion,
I
and I
totally
want that to
understand,
go
brother.
away.
But
Yeah,
like what I'm saying is this, right? Like everything that you
yeah,
said is
yeah,
true, right? I do believe that Islam has a
yeah.
lot of, I would say it kind of like creates this system for you guys, right? Where it tells you like all these good things that you should do that are beneficial, 5 daily prayers, like you said,
Mhm.
given to the poor,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right?
Mhm.
I think those
Mhm.
things are amazing. However, there's some bad stuff in there
Mhm.
too. There's some bad stuff,
Okay, this is where it
right?
comes. This is where it
What do you
comes.
disagree with?
Well, we got the same things that you guys always hear, man. The child marriage, the marrying your cousins,
Overtax.
the right hand
Oh no,
possessions,
that's insane, bro.
fighting
Overtax.
people who don't believe what you
No, that's
believe,
insane. Okay, I get it. I
marrying
get it, bro. I'll
kids.
tell you what. Let me break it down to you.
Bestiality.
Yeah, no, I'll break it down to you. So, the first point is about the fighting part, right? So, for us Muslims, it's more of a stoic religion, right? So it's more of like bear with it, right? Because it's outside of your control. Bear with what is inside your mind. But as soon as it starts to affect your surroundings, your personal, your property, your family, then it's order for you to fight because it's a form of self defense. So the wars that the Quran mentions essentially were against the same people that Muhammad grew up with, right? It was the same Quraysh tribe that was around for the longest time, and they antagonized attacking the Muslims, right? So in their self-defense, it was ordered to them to fight in the way of God because they were confused. They were like, are we allowed to fight these people? Or does our religion allow us to fight? So those verses were sent down essentially to fight them, right? And fight them. And obviously when you
To
when you
teach them
go
a
into any
lesson, basically.
type of
Teach them a
combat,
lesson.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one, so
Essentially,
so
when you
I
go
don't
into
want to.
any
So
form of combat,
yeah, yeah. So I don't want to get stuck on the fighting part because
yeah, we'll
I
skip over that
actually
too. But you get the
wait.
aspect, right?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
but
you
that's the
get the
thing. No,
aspect of
so
why
but no,
it's
because I
ordained.
disagree with what you just said.
Yeah.
So I cannot find any specific like quote unquote context or tafsir or
Mm-hmm,
hadith that says what you said.
mm-hmm,
The verses in chapter
mm-hmm,
9 were revealed there. So when you read the tafsir, Ibn Kathir tells you that the first part of chapter 9 was revealed um, at a certain time, and then it says after verse 28, those verses were revealed in a completely different time.
mm-hmm.
So when people make it sound like, oh, all these verses are about the same thing, it's not. It's not, and it's not about the same thing. The
No, you're
28,
right, bro.
after 28, it
Mm-hmm,
says those verses were revealed after Muhammad had already conquered the whole Arabian Peninsula. Right? So at
mm-hmm.
that point, there's no more about the Quraysh who were bothering him or not. That was already long over. That was over already. So, but anyway, I don't want to, because I know anyway you guys do hold to offensive jihad. I know you do. There's not only defensive jihad, right? But let's put that aside,
Yeah,
right? Let's just put that aside for now.
that's cool. That's cool.
My thing is this.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
there's another thing, right? Like say for example, child marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Child marriage, marrying
Yeah,
cousins,
yeah,
smek slaves and stuff like that. Those
yeah.
type
No,
of
no, no,
things
no.
for
You
me
know,
are outdated behaviors, right? That
I get you. I get you.
I think we should just throw that in. We should just throw that in the bin. Like that
Yeah, I
shouldn't
agree
be. We
with you.
shouldn't be dragging that into modern times.
I get you. I agree with you. But here's the thing, bro. This stuff that you're talking about, like the sex slaves. They weren't sex slaves essentially, right? They were women that were essentially captured, rescued, whatever you want to consider it, and they were given the utmost respect, and they were treated respectfully. And it was ordered for them that if they were able to and if they wanted to have any type, and this was in that time, in that era, right? Nowadays, there's no such thing as sex slaves. So if you're a Muslim and you tell another Muslim that, hey, bro, I got sex slaves, bro, we would say Salaam
I
alaikum
totally
and we're heading the different way.
yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
it's not
get
like we
that.
accept it in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
I totally get that. And this
Like,
one is also under the
and then,
same.
yeah.
Yeah, this one is also in the same line as of like the
Mhm,
ones for jizya, right? Like everybody says, oh, name me one country that's doing jizya. I totally get that. It's not happening. The only thing I would say there is
mhm.
the
Yeah.
reasons why it's not happening. It's not because it's abrogated. It's not because you guys think it's morally wrong to do, right? It's just that the certain conditions for that
Mhm.
to happen are not currently being met, right? Some people say because we're not in a war or because we don't have a caliph,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So still,
Yeah.
anyway, it's there in the background, right? But like I said, so let's just put those aside because those are probably related, right? Still in regards of fighting. But like for example,
Yeah.
okay, child marriage. Child
Yeah.
marriage, you can't tell me
The
it's not happening.
childbearing.
Child
Yeah.
marriage is happening
I got you.
today.
I got
I
you.
was looking this up the other
I
day,
got
and they
you.
were
I
saying
got you.
something along the lines of in Muslim countries, something along the lines of 3,000 child marriages happening. I think it said I forgot
Slavery
per
Yeah.
is
day or
happening.
per year, but it's
Like
happening.
slavery is happening.
I got you.
But
Here's the
slavery
thing.
is happening in
You
the
know,
Arab
the
world
child marriage
massively.
part, right, is a big issue for us Muslims as well. We're not allowed to marry any
Guys, who's got the loud
child
background? Who's got the loud
until
background?
she is ready.
Dog, I think.
Yeah, just mute someone. Everyone put your mics on mute.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So I was pretty much saying like the child marriage part, right? So this is the biggest issue that non-Muslims will bring up. They talk about the age of Aisha, right? They say that she was 6 when the marriage, when she was supposed to get married essentially, and then 9 years old the marriage was consummated. So the thing was back in that time, in that era, women used to mature much earlier, right? And this was due to geographic reasons. Puberty used to hit faster. The maturity signs, the mindset, everything was at an earlier age. So a 9-year-old woman so here's the thing. This is Aisha. She narrated herself in the Hadith as well that at that time she was old enough that she felt that she was mature enough to be married. So that's one aspect of Aisha and Muhammad. First off, she went through her stage of puberty, right, where she was able to give birth. So when a woman hits her menstrual cycle, that means she's able to, receive semen from the male in order to reproduce. And if you go into science and if you go into like the animal kingdom, that's the only thing that's stopping from animals from mating, essentially, right? So it's not like, you know, it's we're indifferent, right? The only thing that sets us apart is morals and you know, values and stuff of that sort. But in that time and era, this was not something that was frowned upon, right? Because this was a very normal practice, not just in Saudi Arabia, but
Right.
most of the European countries and
Yeah.
most of the Greek countries, and
I get
even
that. I
you
get
know, in
that.
some parts
Yeah,
of
yeah. So
yeah, it
again,
was a
look.
very
So
normal
now
thing.
look. So now we're
Yeah,
looking at now. This is now the third thing that we're now
yeah.
saying. Oh yeah, it's in there and it tells you could do it, but you know it's no longer applicable in 2026. You see what I'm saying?
I'll tell you. No, I get you. Now I'll tell you
This
what the
is
thing
why
is.
I would never
I'll
like
tell you. I'll tell
sign
you.
up. You see what I'm saying?
I,
So me as a
no, I
monotheist,
get you. I get
right?
you.
Me as a monotheist,
I
that's why
get
I
you.
would never sign up for this because I'm like, now I have to attach
Yeah.
my name to things that I already know would
No, no,
never
no, no,
apply
no.
in
You don't
2026.
have to at all, bro.
Could I say
You don't
something?
have to,
Could I say
because
something?
nowadays, if you want to have your daughter married, or if she wants to get married, bro, first of all, you can't force her to get married. So this is a big aspect in Islam that they overlook. So those child marriages you mentioned, those are cultural factors. They're not religious factors, because it's in Islam, it's forbidden, very strictly forbidden, to force any type of marriage upon any of your children. Okay. So, and there's a severe, you know, penalty on that. It happens in Pakistan too, bro. I'm from Pakistan, by the way, and there's like there's areas where, you know, this is a normal practice where as soon as a girl turns 16, 17, she's ready to get married. Like my own grandma, I won't even mention my grandma. We actually met these people 2 days ago, and they said that they get their daughters married off at 17. You know what I mean? And I said, isn't that kind of wrong that she's not even, you know, mature enough to get married? And this is 2026. This is like 2 days ago, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
in Pakistan right now. So I
Let me
asked her, I
give
was like,
you
isn't she
let me give you
opposed to the
another
idea?
let me give you another example. So for
Yeah,
example, before Muhammad came, right, there was already groups of people
yeah,
that believed in, let's say, like technically Christianity, but they didn't believe that Jesus was God.
mhm,
They didn't believe Jesus was crucified. They didn't believe that he was divine
yeah,
or something like that. Basically like Islam,
yeah.
right? But they weren't Muslims and they didn't have the Quran, right?
No,
And
no, no, no,
so
no.
so
Yeah, no,
to
no, no,
me,
no.
like I said, the
I'll tell
Quran
you.
just
I'll let you
introduces
finish.
extra things that I think are unnecessary.
Could I say something? I want to say
So
something
here's
here
the
for a
thing. You,
second. So I want to correct you about slavery, the slavery part. So Libya actually has the largest slave trade in the world currently. It's reported in 2021 that 47,000 people are living in slave-like conditions in Libya. Just so you guys know. I can
yeah,
share the
Yeah,
source
even,
if
I
you
mean,
want.
and that's the other thing, right? Is that as much as we want to say this isn't happening, those aren't true Muslims, it is happening. Those things, every verse that we mentioned, whether it be the fighting, whether it be the slaves, whether it be the child marriage, you may not be doing it. Maybe most Muslims may not be doing it, but there are a bunch of people doing it, and we can't deny that the book itself does have a role with that, right? We can't just say, "Oh, this is totally just cultural," right? Because it would be a lot easier to condemn those people if the book didn't say those things. Would you agree?
He's out of the app.
Yeah, so
Um,
this is the thing for me is like I just don't, to me Islam does not, like, it's not about monotheism, right? It would be great if it was just, hey, there's no Trinity, God is not a man, let's just believe in one God, but it's not that, unfortunately.
but the fact that I thought it was a lot less actually, but I had to check in Google.
Mm-hmm.
The fact 47,000 people still live in slave-like conditions in Libya, which I knew it was the biggest slave trade in the world, in regards to country. But the fact it's 47,000 and it says for 2021, by the way. So currently it's a lot more probably, but
Yo, what's going on, bro?
47,000
Yeah.
people is crazy, man.
Yeah, who wants to talk next? Who's next?
You're not near. May I have a question for you? You speak of Libya, but what about
Yes.
those people that are like in Africa
Okay.
who
What
have been
about
like
it?
slaughtered?
In Nigeria
Yeah.
by the Muslims? Yeah, I
What
mean
about
that's what I'm saying. So it's happening every bad thing that we can conceive of in the Quran is happening. So for Muslims to come up and say, "Oh, this is not happening, brother," yes, it is happening. Like it may not be happening
It
everywhere.
is.
Yeah, but you do
It
realize
is.
that in
I
the
will
States,
say,
the
It
same stuff is happening, bro.
I will say
There's
that
still
at
Literally,
there's
there.
a lot of underground stuff that goes on in the States as well,
I'm sure
bro.
there's a
Like
lot
the
of underground stuff.
Epstein files and all that stuff. That's not a joke, bro.
yeah,
Like that stuff
Habibi,
goes on the
Stallion.
So,
north.
Wait,
so
wait, wait, wait,
Stallion,
wait,
so
wait,
hold
Stallion,
on,
wait,
guys. Hold
so,
on,
wait,
so
guys.
what? So Stallion, what
wait,
is
wait,
it that
wait,
the
wait. Let me say
the
something.
Epstein files that
Hold
you
on, brother.
actually know?
Let
Hold on, hold
Wait,
on.
what
No,
did
no,
you read?
I don't want to make this about the Epstein files, guys. Chill, everybody,
Okay,
relax.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
I'm
not make
sorry.
it about it. But my
So
point was that this stuff goes on outside of Muslim countries as well. This is not. It's not a good thing, but
I get
it's
it.
one of those type of things
I
that
get
goes
right,
it.
on
And it was a
right,
outside of
shocker for
Muslim
me.
countries.
It
yeah,
was
but so look, my argument is this. My argument is this. We all know people are bad on their own, right? What we don't need is a religious book putting a battery in their back and making them think that they're religiously justified on top of that. That's what we don't need.
Thank you. Thank you.
None of the things that were mentioned are justified by the Quran.
so if
They
that's
are
the
though.
case,
They are. They
Exactly.
then
are.
No,
Like
they're
I had
not.
somebody
prefer.
tell
No,
me
they're
the
not.
other day. Brother, if you just read the Quran on its own without, any context, then yeah, you're gonna do extreme things. That's true.
So
Because when you read the verses, it does tell you to do extreme things, and then you guys have to go to I don't know what lengths to kind of wiggle your way out of it. But it is
Now, can
telling
I
you to
say
do
something
extreme
to this?
things.
Can
so
I say?
so within the
Wait.
Quran,
Let me respond to
it
this.
will
Let me
tell.
respond.
So in the Quran, it will tell people, right,
Let
that
me
follow
respond. Let me
Islam
respond to this.
to
Let me
refer to the
respond to this.
scriptures before then, if you're in
Let, let,
doubt, such as
let
such
me
as Muhammad.
Hold on, sister. Hold on,
So
sister. You're changing the
let
topic
me
now.
I'm a
respond. Let
bit,
me
and I
respond.
apologize, and I'm sorry to you, Scary Hour. I don't mean to disrespect. I'm just very
Yeah, but
compassionate.
you're
I
attacking
Forgive
got
my
you.
me.
I got
religion,
you.
so let me
I got you. I
respond.
got
I'm
you.
not attacking. I have said nothing about your
No, I know,
religion.
but
Only
I don't want
that.
to talk about the Islamic dilemma right now. It's just about what the book
No, no,
says.
no. I apologize.
Yeah.
This,
So
this
can I
man
can I
below me
respond?
said that I was
Go ahead.
Can I
attacking
respond?
everybody.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So with the issue of jihad, with the issue of all of this offensive stuff and all this violence that is happening,
Mm-hmm.
and people saying that it represents Islam, it does not, because we do not have with us a divine authority who tells us that we can do these things and
Right.
enact these
Right. I get that.
rulings
No,
that
I
are.
I know that you guys don't have there's no ruler right now. So I totally get that. But that's what I'm saying though is that this is why, like, by you saying that, you're basically saying yes, the Quran tells you to do that, but the conditions aren't met, right? And so now you can't really say that the people who are doing these things, they're not morally wrong for doing it, right? You're just saying that there's not some, like, I don't know, arbitrary, like, standard that's being met for them to do those things. But aside from all that, let's talk about this again. So, okay, let's pretend that I want to accept everything you just said and all those things are okay because God said so, whatever, whatever. What makes you believe Islam is true in the first place?
There's so many things, bro. There's honestly so many things
I
in the
would say
Quran
I would say
that
that
make
there are
you.
two kinds. Hold on, there are two kinds of Islam, right? That are kind of like under one like umbrella. There is the Islam that helps you build societies, and then there is the Islam that helps you build yourself, right? The
Right.
Islam
Correct.
that I subscribe to the most is the one that helps you build yourself because these like societal and like jihadist kind of like rulings, we can't enact these. We cannot enact them.
No, I get that part. I'm just saying, aside all that aside, let's say we grant that okay, those are not allowed right now.
Mm.
Just in general, what makes you believe Islam is true? What makes you believe Muhammad
I'll
is the
tell you what,
actual
bro.
final
I
message?
don't see I
I'll tell you what. There's no sugarcoating in Islam. That's the biggest point that you want to keep in mind. If it tells you that if you do something wrong, there's straight up there's going to be consequences. It's a terrible thing for you to do to rip someone off. It's a bad thing for you to do to curse someone. It's a bad thing for you to do to not be a disciplined individual. It's a bad thing for you to not have a forgiving heart. It's there's so many aspects
That's
No,
that
but
beautiful.
what
the
what
Islam
I'm trying to
outlines, right?
So
what I'm
my
trying to
No,
what
my
I'm
here's the thing.
trying
No,
to
no,
get
I'm
that.
getting to the point. I'm getting to the point. So I'm saying,
Guys,
when you have
who is
all
that?
these,
Who is that?
so Stallion,
Who is that?
by that logic, understand that people don't want to hear young.
bro,
Yours.
there's somebody in the
It's
background.
yours.
It's Jet.
That's not me.
How the hell? Okay, I was about to say I dropped everybody. Who? Hold on, I'm gonna let Stallion up. I'm gonna let Sajida up. All right. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Who else?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Anyways, I was
Damn, I got
I was
I
going
was
to.
muted, bro.
Yeah.
God bless.
God bless. God
Shalom.
bless. Yeah, I don't know who. Sometimes because I'm on the computer, it doesn't really show me where the sound is coming from. Sometimes. So, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stallion.
Yeah, so when you read the Quran, you know, like I was mentioning, there's a lot of things that outline, you know, certain behaviors, and it tells you to hold yourself accountable rather than holding other people accountable. You understand? So when you read other books, you know, and any other text, it's all about the fact that either, you know, Jesus or some Buddhist or somebody was always there for you, right? And then you can always rely on them. Islam tells us to rely on the Creator, right? And it tells us to rely on our actions. And our actions have consequences.
Yes, and your
okay?
actions are
So,
also to do what to people that will not conform to Islam. What does
Right.
that say
So
in your
hold on,
Quran?
hold on, sister. Hold on a second. So
hold
what
on,
I'm saying,
yeah,
let
we're
me
not
give you,
here to
let me give you an
argue.
idea. Let me
We're
give you an
here.
idea, right? Let me give you an idea. So, you know, I'm not Christian, I'm not Jewish, I'm not anything, right? But what I like about Christianity is that it teaches you that it kind of like puts this separation between you and like your physical life, right? Like one thing that I see about Islam is it's very tied to what happens here on the earth, right? There's no spirituality in it. It's like,
You're
oh, if somebody
wrong about
offends
that,
you,
brothers.
it's like if somebody offends you, offend them back, and you got to argue with them, and you know, if somebody
No,
touches the
no.
Quran,
That's not what it says,
you gotta go to
bro.
war with them. Like, it's a very like
No.
vengeful book. You get
It's
what I mean?
it's that's a misconception, bro. Do you know what it says? The outline on war, bro. The outline on war is if that party that you're fighting against is first of all agreeing in any type of term for you to even go into war with them in the first place.
No, I'm not even
There's
talking about the
outlines
war
on war.
part.
You
I'm not even
cannot.
talking about the.
No,
I'm
no.
not even talking about the war
Here's
part, Stallion.
yeah,
I'm
but the
talking about like
violent.
you
No,
see it
but you're
every day.
saying
Like you see it every day. Like Muslims, for
no, I get it.
example,
I get it.
you see somebody like David
I get it.
Wood or somebody like, let's say they tear up the Quran, right? Muslims just going
Yeah,
bananas. Like I'm gonna unalive you
bro.
like as soon as I see
Listen.
you, like that type of
It's
stuff
not
to
about
me.
unalive, bro. It's more of like a respect factor, bro. Like here's the thing. Let me give you an example,
But
bro.
that's
It's like
idolatry. That's
bring
idolatry. Your
no
soul is now
no.
being
It's not adultery,
consumed
bro.
by a piece
No
of
no no no.
paper.
It's not, bro. It's not. Here's the thing, bro. If you have something in your family and it's something valuable that's been passed down from generation to generation, right? For example, whatever it may
The
be, it may
Quran
be
is
a
not
hat.
even
Hold
written.
on,
The
hold
Quran
on.
is an oral
Here's my
tradition.
thing. Here's my thing, bro. If there's certain values, bro, that have been passed down from your generation to generation, anyone that would oppose those values or disrespect those values, bro, it's gonna cause some type of feeling inside you, bro.
That's
So if I come
idolatry.
into your house, right?
What would you
Here,
do,
no, hear me
Stallion?
out. If I come into your
Would you strike your wife down twice?
Yeah,
okay,
that's
listen, we're
literally
talking about something I'll get to you in a bit.
like Stallion.
Okay,
How is
so
that? Explain
the
to me
point I
how
was trying
that's
to
not
make is
idolatry. How's that not idolatry? What you're describing right now?
it's because we're not worshiping the book essentially, and we're
You
not
are. You
subjugated.
literally okay.
No,
So
no, no,
how?
no.
What would worshiping the book look like if not when somebody does anything to you? You want to like you're willing to like lose your freedom even. That's literally worship,
Bro,
dude.
look, no, bro. Do you
You're
understand
willing
the,
to
the
take a
book
life
that we
for
have
it.
is sacred. It's the words of God, bro.
It's
This
really,
is
but
not
it's
like one of
the
those type
words
of
of
things
God
where
are
it's just a regular book.
the words
It's a
of God
paper.
are according to you guys, especially in Islam. You guys always say, "Oh, it's we have it's oral, it's
Mhm,
transmitted orally." That's how the words of God supposedly are. It's not
mhm.
necessarily the piece of paper on a book. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
to
but it's
me,
written down though, bro. Like it's if you burn the
but
flag
okay,
of the
but
United
like the
States of
other thing I
America,
would
for
say about
example,
that
bro,
is
there's
like
actually a legal
okay, but
penalty. So
brother,
are they? No, but I'm saying my question to you is: are they idolizing the flag of United States of America?
Actually, that's false. That's a false statement because in the United States of America, we have
No,
something
it's
called
not.
freedom of expression, freedom of speech. So in the
No,
US,
have you
hold on, I'm
looked up the
speaking.
laws?
Unfortunately, listen to
No,
what I'm
yeah,
I'm in
telling
this
you.
U.S. and I know
Listen to
how
what
it
I'm
goes
telling
down,
you.
bro. Like I'm
look,
an
look,
American
look.
citizen. If you look it
Unfortunately,
up, I'm sure the host can tell
brother,
you about that too.
hello?
This is what I'm trying to explain to you, Stallion. So you're comparing
Oh,
it,
he doesn't
right?
have internet. That's why he's interrupting.
It's fine. You're comparing this Stallion to like let's say the United States of America. Let's say even if that was true, right? This is why it's not a religion, right? If you're gonna compare it to like what a country
No. You don't get my
already
point.
does, What I'm looking
I'm
for is a
saying that if
religion.
you're
Like, hold on,
saying
let me
that,
say something. Look, what I'm looking for, me personally, if I was looking for a religion, I would look for something like what Jesus taught, because Jesus was actually having this same conversation with the Jews at his time. They were like, "Are you gonna liberate us now from the Roman oppression?" And he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." He's like, "The kingdom of heaven is in the sky. We're not gonna fight the Romans. I'm not gonna liberate you. We're not gonna cause a revolution,
yeah, he said he's
right?"
going to hand it over to the pagans, bro. Jesus said he's going to hand over the kingdom or whatever now to the pagans. Do you know that, right?
No,
I don't
he
know if you
didn't
read the
What
say
did
Bible.
that.
what
Stop
what
Yes, he
misrepresenting.
did.
what?
Yes,
When
yes,
did Jesus
What
ever
is
say
it?
he was
Yeah,
yes.
going
what
to
is,
hand
The
over the
hold on, what
kingdom
the
is
of
it?
God to
commandments essentially.
pagans?
If you read the Bible, I'll tell you this is a very fun
Okay,
fact that
book,
you guys
chapter,
Christians don't
verse.
really
What does
want to
that mean?
accept.
Hold on, just
The
to be
I'll
clear,
open it.
what are you
Hold
saying,
on, hold on.
Stallion? What are you
Do you
saying,
say
Stallion?
chapter and verse?
Sure, but just tell me what you mean.
So essentially,
You
the
said
people,
Jesus
the
said he's gonna
Jews,
hand you
right?
to the pagans.
The
What is that?
children of Israel.
No,
Hold
he
on.
said the
The
kingdom of
children of
God to the
Israel.
pagans.
No, you're not understanding. The kingdom of God that you were mentioning, right? Essentially, you said it lays within the kingdom of God, the whole aspect of him being said. You said everything lays in the kingdom of God. I agree with that. But the aspect that Jesus said was that the people who are going to be his new like followers or the group of people that were chosen or whatever not, the message is going to be extended to is going to be extended to the pagans. You understand? There's a Bible verse. I'll look it up right now.
This
And
Islam
Bro,
maybe
what?
supporter is
Hold
have an
on,
Cope
hold on, hold on,
explanation
hold
Max.
on,
about
hold
it.
on, guys, hold on. I gotta read the super chat. It says this Islam supporter is Cope Maxing. Yeah, like
W
I don't.
super
Are you
chat.
saying that when it says the Gentiles, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not
Oh
necessarily,
my
brother. That has nothing to
goodness.
do with like that. Why are you wording it in such a like demonic way? Like he was basically saying what was once for the Jews, we're gonna now make it available to everyone. That's a beautiful thing. It's not like we're gonna make you a pagan or something.
No, no, no,
For
no.
example,
It's
look, I'll
not
give you a
like
perfect
that.
example. Look, I'll give you a perfect example. There's a Samaritan woman that comes to Jesus, right? And she's like, "How can you talk to me like you're a Jew and I'm a Gentile?" And Jesus is like, "No, don't worry about that. We're not doing it like that anymore." And then, she says, "Oh, don't you guys worship in Jerusalem? Like specifically, isn't that the most holy place for you guys?" And Jesus literally goes, "There will be the time has come or is coming and has now come." When the true worshipers will no longer worship on this mountain, they're going to worship now in spirit and in truth. That's the type of movement that I want to hear from a religious leader, right? It's like let's stop being so physical, so idolatrous, so like worked up about a piece of land, right? And let's just now worship God in spirit. Do you see how that's more religious?
I got you. Have you read any of the hadiths and any of those, the instances of the life of Prophet in the terms of forgiveness and all those type of things that came across him in his lifetime that allowed people to convert to Islam because of his manners strictly? I don't know if you've read any of it,
Give
Like
us an
what?
but you
Give us
example.
an
should.
example. Yeah, give us an example. I'm curious, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, look it up.
So there's this one hadith. This is one instance. I don't know exactly the word for word, but I'm going to give you the basic story of the whole aspect of what our forgiveness and how we're supposed to be as Muslims, right? So there was a man who had an amount that was supposed to be returned to him, right? So he was supposed to be paid for the work he did. So he comes to the Prophet and he grabs the Prophet, okay? Now he comes to the Prophet and he grabs the Prophet. This is the man that's worked and he said he's angry. He's like, I need my money, okay? He's not a Muslim at that time. So he walks in, he grabs the Prophet and he demands, he's like, I need my money. The Prophet did not get angry or upset with this guy, okay? So essentially, when Muhammad told him peacefully that you will get your money, okay? He told him 3 times that you will receive the amount that you work for. You will receive the amount that you work for. He did not listen. So Umar said, allow me to strike this guy. For him to, first of all, disrespect you in front of our presence, you know what I mean? For him to even grab you by the neck and do any of that stuff, let me strike him for you, right? So Muhammad told Umar that that's not the way to go. First of all, by you saying that, you frighten this man, right? And he's here for something that's rightfully his. So there's no right upon us to do any harm to him.
Wait,
Okay?
so you brought us
So
an example
therefore,
of Muhammad
hold on.
delaying Somebody's money?
No. You're not even. You
So
didn't even let
if
me get
there's
to the
no
point.
harm, if
So
there's no
hold
harm,
on.
then
This
you would
you're
refer to the
interrupting
scriptures.
my. You're
You would
interrupting
refer
me.
to the scriptures.
You're
Now I've been
interrupting me.
quiet.
I
You're
I've
got
been
you.
interrupting
muted.
me. Listen,
Guys,
you're
guys, hold
interrupting
on,
me.
hold
Yeah.
on.
You would refer to the
So
scriptures before,
you're
right?
interrupting me.
Guys, look. So
Interrupting
You
me.
I
would.
got
Okay.
you, brother.
Anyways.
I got you. So
So the
you
money,
okay?
so hold on, I'm gonna give you the short story, bro. So the money that he was supposed to give, this amount was supposed to be given to him 3 days later. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This amount of money was not due on the time that this man came
That's a
and
lie.
grabbed
The
and
hadith
harassed the
is in
prophet.
front
Do you
of
understand?
me.
So
Bukhari
Muhammad in
2390.
return said, tell him he will get his money, and in addition, he will get, just because of the statement that Umar said, one of the companions said that I'll strike him.
Yeah.
Just because of that, you frighten him, give him extra money as well, and let him go on his way, and he will
Yeah.
receive the money in
All right.
full
Let me
and give his
respond. Let me
payment in
respond.
full today.
I got you. Let
Hear
me
me out.
respond,
Hear me out. Do you
brother.
know
I
what
got
happened?
you.
Hold on. Do you know what happened? This guy came back.
Let him
I just want
fucking
to finish it.
respond. Stop
So he came
interrupting
back,
every
and this guy said that he's never seen these qualities, right? Essentially, from any of the people from the tribes of Quraysh, he never seen this type of, good manners and good character from
I
the
know,
people
and he
of the
accepted
Quraysh
Islam,
at
brother.
that
I
time.
got you. Please, brother.
He accepted
All right.
Islam. There you go.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, one problem that I find with the Hadith is that it literally will say whatever you want. Whatever you want to find. If you want to find some peaceful stuff, it'll be in there. If you want to find some evil stuff, it'll be in there. So to me, it's kind of like, when I look at this verse right here. Look at this Hadith, right? I will expel the Jews and the Christians from the Arabian Peninsula, and will not leave any but Muslims. What's up with that?
Yeah. Do you know the context behind this?
Yes.
What's the context behind this?
It's that Muhammad decided that he's gonna get rid of every Christian and Jew from the Arabian
Yeah,
Peninsula.
that's surface level, bro. This was a treaty that was made between one of the tribes of Quraysh that they broke. There was a treaty that was made between the tribes of the Quraysh and the Arabian Muslims at that time.
This is
And
not
so these people ended up,
Quraysh.
yes,
The
yes, it is.
Quraysh were in this again. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. You're going back to what we talked about earlier. The Quraysh.
What hadith is
were
this? Hold on. What
the
hadith is this
Quraysh,
again? I'm
Sahih
sorry.
Muslim 1767a. The Quraysh is not like this. Like you guys make it sound like the Quraysh is like this like spiritual thing that means anything. No, the Quraysh was a specific tribe of people. Those people had a problem with Muhammad. They broke their treaties, and they could get dealt with, right? If you do that, that's no problem. But Muhammad is not speaking here about Quraysh. He's talking about Christians and Jews, and he's not even saying which Christians and Jews.
He's part of the. Hold on, my G. He's part
Have
of the
you read
Quraysh tribe.
167a? Have you read
One second. You're not
166a? Have you
explaining
read
things all the way. He's not
165a and b?
understanding.
Hold on, let Hamza
One
talk.
second. You're not explaining to him. He doesn't understand. My G. The Quraysh is one of the tribes of the Meccan people at the time. They were the leaders of all the other tribes. They were the richest tribes. Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon all the prophets, he was part of that tribe. He was part of the strongest tribe at the time. They had made a deal when he got revelation, whatever the story he told you is, right? They made a declaration and a contract with the Jews of the Meccan people that were there. There were also groups of Jews and Christians. The Jews had broke a deal with the Quraysh. They had tortured some of the Quraysh people from the tribe. That's why I don't know what the hadith is, by the way. He's Sunni and I'm Shia, by the way. So I don't even justify that hadith. Right. I don't even justify that hadith, by the way. Yeah. I'm just saying, look, I'm just telling you like what the Quraysh is, so you have fundamental understanding of what this guy's trying to explain.
I heard what you said. And that makes sense, right? And this is what I always hear basically in response to this. I don't have any issues with saying it's like if right now Trump with Iran, right? Let's say there was a Muslim that they made a deal with Russia right now against America, right? He's Iranian, but he's a Muslim. Would it then be okay for Trump to come out and say, I'm going to expel all Muslims?
Hell no.
That would be crazy, right? That language is not precise.
Of course, my G, of course.
Look at him. That language is not precise, right? And that's my worry here. When I see the Quran, when I see the Hadiths, they don't use precise language. You guys are being very specific. You're like, no, brother, this was a guy in Mecca that he made a deal with the pagans. Okay, so why doesn't the Quran talk about that guy? It's not talking about that guy. It's talking about Christians and Jews in general. And when you read the tafsirs, all the scholars pretty much agree that this is not talking about anybody specific.
Assalamu alaikum. Hold on. Do you also?
I have a
Do you
question.
also? Hold on. Do you also? 1 second. Let me just. This guy just said something I need
Go
to
ahead, Hamza.
answer to. So just 1 second before your question. Right. So when we go with like how we make statements, America goes to war with Iran. Isn't that a general statement? But we both know what that means.
Yeah, you're going over. Yeah, you're going to fight the power.
You know
of
the
Iran,
entailments. You know the entailments of it.
Yeah.
Right. So why can't the Quran make this same general statement? Why don't you take it in a surreptitious way like that? Why don't you understand it like that? That what it's saying is, oh, this group, the ones that have the tribe, the ones that are heading the tribe is who we're really going to get.
Like I just said, because even if Muhammad would have had an issue with a specific people, like let's say he said the Quraysh, right? I'm pretty sure the Quraysh didn't all participate in being against him. But if he would use that language, like, "Hey, I'm going to go against the Quraysh," I would understand there. There's no point.
I just have a question.
There's no reason to bring in people's religion at all. Because,
who,
like I
who
said,
narrates this?
when you bring people's religion into it, now you're giving the impression that this is not about a specific reason. And when you read the Quran, when Allah says that He's going to fight the Christians and the Jews, He goes through this long list of reasons why. He says because they believe Jesus is the son of Allah, because the Jews believe Ezra is the son of Allah, because they took their rabbis and monks. He goes over and because they didn't accept the messenger, the last prophet. Not once does it say anything about they betrayed or broke a treaty or none of that. That's just stuff that you guys keep telling me.
Yeah. It does at the beginning of Surah Al-Tawbah. It tells you that they did
hold
something
on,
to break the
hold on.
treaty.
Let me stop you. Hold on. Now I have to stop you there. Now I need evidence for what you just claimed, because that's not what I've read. It was exactly what Arius just said, that there was a treaty that was broken, and now and back then they had the. Let me tell you, the religions were actually states. You had your tribe, you were Jews, you were Christians, you were Muslims, you were pagans. All right, show me.
Yeah. So this is my argument right now, is that this is 29, right? 29. Now I just want you guys to know. 29 is where my problem starts with the Quran. Everything before, as much as I disagree with it, I wouldn't say this is my issue, because I really could care less what you guys were doing with your own people. But when you read, I'll show you. So when you read the tafsir for verse 1.
No, but Habibi, we're both Shia. We're not gonna take what
we don't believe in Sunni tafsir. Yeah.
Okay, well then where do you guys get your history from?
Go. I'll tell you a website. Go to Tafsir and Mizan.
Hold on, I gotta read the super chat. W's in the chat for Buddha. I don't know why you would say that in this live. Anyway, so look, let me just read. Wait.
No, because we're not gonna.
Hold on.
Ask him why Bakabazi boys is a prevalent tradition in the Middle East today in Muslim countries, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq.
Yeah, Bachabazi,
served. Does anybody want to answer that?
Absolutely. I'm from Pakistan.
I don't know
that's true.
I don't know what that is.
That's true.
Bachabazi. He's talking about the Bachabazi.
Why is that true in a Muslim country?
Well, they use that verse in the Quran.
Permissible.
Well, they use that verse.
Why is it?
You know the verse? I'll tell you. Can I tell you?
Hold on. Let the Pakistani answer first.
Yep.
And then so you said go ahead, Pakistani verse.
Is he Muslim?
I don't know, but he's Pakistani, so let him answer.
No, I'm not. I'm not Muslim.
Okay, so you don't know why it's happening?
I know why it's happening, because in the Sharia law, it's there's no there's no
in Shia law. What'd you say? Shia law. Hamza.
Sharia.
He said Shia law, Hamza.
No, Habibi, Sharia. If you go to Tafsir and Mizan, me and Hamza take this Tafsir.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Sister Sajida. Why is it allowed? Why do you think it's allowed?
So what the Taliban do, and I'm from Afghanistan, they make excuses for the stuff that they do, or they find justification within the Islamic corpus. Yeah. So if you go to that verse, I forgot what the number of the verse is, where in heaven they're gonna have boys like pearls serving them.
Surah
That's the
Rahman.
verse they use.
So what they say
because
is that
they're
in
feminine.
heaven, yeah. So in the Quran, it talks about there's going to be boys serving you in heaven, and so they take that and say, okay, we can apply this here on earth.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're dressed like girls. They're
that's a
wearing
bunch of bogus.
earrings.
Doesn't apply to us.
If you
Yo, that
wait, let
doesn't
me speak.
apply
Let
to
me
us,
speak.
brother.
That's not the Shias, Hamza. That's the Sunnis.
No, we don't believe this.
Oh hell no, that's not.
Oh, are they acting better
They're
then?
taking the Quran from
They
Sunni.
are.
No,
Do
because
they want to
You
go
gotta-
over
you gotta love it.
Khomeini with them?
wait.
Remember
Let me
Khomeini
explain.
host?
Oh,
Let me explain.
we Khomeinists. You don't know us. Go ahead, Aries.
In heaven, nothing forbidden will be allowed in heaven. So if being a homosexual or doing these bad things in heaven is forbidden for us now, it's going to be forbidden in heaven. Why is it just going to change out of nowhere?
Okay.
But is it forbidden?
Yes, it's forbidden.
Can you show me a verse in the Quran that forbids this behavior, homosexuality?
It doesn't have to be in the Quran. I don't just take the Quran.
Oh, can you show me where in your corpus? And I would like to also add that bachabazi is not HOMO sexuality.
Danny, hold on. Danny says alcohol.
It's PDF.
Danny says alcohol is allowed in heaven.
Alcohol is not allowed.
What?
Well, we take as wait, just let me explain. Don't just give me like a bunch of what's like get flabbergasted. We have
for the bachabazi from the Quran. Can I share the reference? It's Surah Al-Insan 76:19.
Astaghfirullah ya Rabbi. I was speaking.
Hold on.
I was speaking.
Yeah, go ahead. Speak. Go ahead. I'll find it. Wait, what verse did you say, brother?
76:19.
76:19. Okay, keep going. The other person.
Okay. See, I lost my train of thought.
The guy knew it from the top of the dome, which is crazy.
So okay. The wine in heaven, because what makes alcohol forbidden is the fact that it intoxicates you. So when you go to heaven and you get this wine,
that's a cope.
Wait.
Come on, guys.
What do you want?
It's still alcohol and it's not permissible here and it's permissible. So now you say, oh, it depends because
It's not going to be intoxicating.
Okay, so maybe the boys in heaven. So maybe the boys in heaven aren't gonna be gay or something. I don't know. Like,
no, like Habibi,
So,
what is
like,
this?
So look, anyway, let's see.
Where does it say? Okay. In this verse, where does it say anything about intercourse
Let me
with
see.
them?
76:19 says, "There will circulate among them young boys." Made eternal. So this is what they do. They got boys.
No, but
no.
I don't know if they're having
intercourse.
No. You're making it perverted. Where does in this
No,
verse?
we're not.
I'm not
The
even saying
Taliban
that.
is.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that anyway. It says there's going to be young boys circulating.
Yeah, but
in heaven.
Allah يحفظ the
I don't
Taliban.
want
I
that.
don't care about them.
I don't want to go to that heaven. Why would I want that? Even
And then
if I'm
also
not,
scary.
Yeah, even if
If you
nothing's
read the
happening, I don't want to
tafsir.
be circulating by young boys the whole time. Like that's annoying. Like get away from
Yep.
me.
If you read the
Hold on,
tafsir,
and
they're
then look what it
dressed.
says. Hold on, and then it says, when you see them, you will think them as beautiful as scattered pearls. What? No. What?
Yeah.
What's the perversion? What's the perversion?
Wait,
What's the
hold on,
perversion?
guys.
Let me make a
Hell
disclaimer.
no, guys.
Oh,
What
shoot.
the hell?
Wait,
No,
something
Habibi, you're
scarier. Something
you're
scarier because it
making
is
it perverted.
scary hour.
Here. Hold on. Me and look.
No.
Hold on.
I just
Me
wanna
and Arius
tie
are
something
Shia,
in.
so we're
Look at
different.
this. Huh?
Awesome.
They wear earrings. They're dressed
You talk so
feminine.
much.
They have earrings?
Let me
If you
just
read the
say real
tafsir
quick.
of
They
it,
have earrings too?
I think it's
I
either
don't take tafsir
Qurtubi
bin
or
Kathir.
Kathir.
I don't take it bin Kathir.
Calm down. We're not
We don't
saying
take
you
it bin
take
Kathir.
it.
Well,
We're
Habibi,
just having a discussion.
you only have Shia on the panel. Why are you talking about bin Kathir?
All right, cool. Let's keep going, guys. What
Okay, then let's talk about Shia
guys.
child marriage.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hamza, what do you want to say?
Okay, just a disclaimer, right? So you have Sunni and Shia. There's like 2 billion Muslims or something. 70%, some people say 95%, but I think that number's FUD. I think 70% are Sunni and 30% are Shia. But even between Shias, there are differentiations as well. So me and Arius, we're on the same side, and I got my boys back because he's Shia, but we have different beliefs within our philosophical understanding of what the Quran and theology is by.
Okay,
So explain that to
let
us.
him
6
finish.
Imam or 12
Let him
Imams?
finish. Go ahead, Hamza.
For example, I'm going to take it, Arius is going to take it a different way. He's going to take it, no offense, Arius, he's going to take it a literal way, like Sunnis. He's going to take that verse to be something that's a literal sense of what heaven is, this dimension or whatever concept it is besides this material world. Me, as a Shia mystic philosopher, the group that I come from, which is a sect within Shia Islam itself, I'm going to take that metaphorically. I'm not going to really believe there's actual boys that exist outside of the material world. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Right.
Okay, no problem. Let's move forward. So let's go back to the war thing. So yeah, so let me just tell you what the Sunni sources say, and then you tell me what the Shia sources. So everybody, are we switching over to Shia arguments now? Is that what we're doing? Just to be sure.
I was gonna give you a website that both me and Hamza take. It's Tafsir al-Mizan by Allama Tabatabai.
Okay. So let me just say so when you read the Ibn Kathir for these verses, he says that the first part of chapter 9 was revealed before Muhammad conquered the Arabian Peninsula, and then starting from 29, that part was revealed after Muhammad conquered the Arabian Peninsula. So do you guys disagree with that?
Say it again.
So he says from 1 to 28, that part was revealed before Muhammad conquered the Arabian Peninsula. So that gives you the impression that he was talking about specifically what was happening in Mecca, right? With the peace treaty and the Quraysh who broke the peace treaty, et cetera, and them getting kicked out of Mecca and they can't do the Hajj anymore, et cetera. All those verses were revealed during that time while they were still in Mecca, after they came from Medina. And then he says after 29, from 29 forward, when it says fight the people of the book, those verses are revealed after Muhammad conquered the Arabian Peninsula.
No, I disagree.
Okay, so I would love.
Yo, bring up Khalil.
If you guys could show me some sources for that, I just want to.
Bring up Khalil and Danny. He's a very brilliant man. You should bring him up. I can go down.
Yeah, anybody want to let up Khalil?
He's very smart.
I'll go down.
You can drop me.
Serious question.
Just whoever wants to go ahead and drop it. Whoever.
Yeah. So from both of them, if they don't take their hadiths, their tafsirs, why they're taking the Quran from them?
All right. Hold on a second.
The Quran, the narrator.
We'll talk about that in a second. But hold on. What's up, Khalil?
What's up? How are you?
Good, man. How you
Thanks for bringing me up.
No problem.
Good. It's funny you bring this up because I'm a religion professor and I just taught a class on this surah last week.
Okay, talk to us.
Okay, so
do Sunnis is it typical to understand that because I understand Shia and Sunnis.
So the issue is not really the timing. Okay, so the first part of Surah 9. I don't know up until what verse because it's a long chapter, but like you could say the first bit of Surah 9, especially the first 20 verses or whatever. Those are, and there's agreement on this. Those were revealed when there was a peace treaty known as the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, right, between the Meccans and the Prophet, and the Meccans broke the peace treaty.
Right, that's what it says in the Sunni sources too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that
it says
while they were still in.
It says that in sorry, while who was still in Mecca? The polytheists? No.
Muhammad essentially. Muhammad.
No, Muhammad. No. So Surah 9, the first part, right, was revealed when there was a break in a peace treaty.
Right.
Between
time,
the Meccans.
What I'm trying to get to is just simply that he still would have been only dealing with like either Mecca or Medina. He didn't go anywhere else yet.
Sure, I mean he's still in Arabia. So but at that point the Meccans were in Mecca. Muhammad was still in Medina.
Right.
So Muhammad's in Medina.
So all I'm saying, just to be clear, because we don't have to go too detailed, just simply what I'm saying is that up to verse 28, but everything prior to that was before Muhammad basically kicked out the pagans from Mecca. And then according to Ibn Kathir,
but forget Ibn Kathir. But hold on.
But this is hold on.
But you're Ibn Kathir, bro. Why do you guys go to?
Brother, you said you don't disagree with the timing. So why you disagree with the timing now? The timing is all I'm saying. Even if you disagree with Ibn Kathir, I don't care. The timing is being stated as after 29. That part is revealed after Muhammad conquers the Arabian Peninsula. That's what I'm saying. So I just want to know. What is your timing?
Okay, so generally speaking, what I will say is the first part of Surah 9 is revealed when Muhammad is still in Medina. The polytheists are in Mecca, and there's a peace treaty between remember, Muhammad signed a 10-year peace treaty with the Meccans.
Yes, and they broke it supposedly,
Well, it's not supposedly, they did. Like, that's what the earliest sources
I don't know,
say.
because I
So,
always see that he attacked the caravan, and that to me is kind of
okay,
questionable.
so you do realize that when Muhammad attacked the caravan at Badr, there was no peace treaty. There was an outright declaration of hostilities between the Meccans and Muhammad. So I don't know why you're opposing that. There's no peace treaty at the Battle of Badr.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I see. What I read, but that's irrelevant.
No,
That's
I don't
irrelevant.
care. I don't give a shit of what you read. If you're claiming that there was a peace treaty before,
all right, your mama. All right, why is he tripping out? Like, what's wrong with this guy? I don't give a shit what you read. Then why are you talking about me for?
Let's just know more.
That's not even the main point, dude.
Fine.
Like,
Look,
that's not even the main point.
we don't have to get emotional.
He's emotional.
Look, my G, I get it. We don't have to get. But let's let him finish his sentence, right? Because he's a professor, right? Let's like learn as much as we can from anyone who's.
He doesn't sound like a professor.
He is. He does. He is. Bro, bring him back up. Trust me, the guy has some knowledge to speak about.
Brother, the only thing I want to know, he's going about all these little details. I could care less. I just want to know when was verse 29 revealed. That's it. Just, you don't have to give me the whole backstory to it.
But the details are important, right? They have to be important. You have to have the context.
So I'm going to generally agree with you that the first part of Surah 9 is revealed when there's a break in the peace treaty between Muhammad and the Meccans. So a bunch of the Meccan idol worshippers broke the treaty. But some of them kept to the treaty. So when you read the beginning of Surah 9, you've read Surah 9?
He's going back into the details, bro. I don't, bro.
No, but you're talking about Surah 9, so I'm asking you what.
But we're fine. Yes, I read the whole chapter. I read all the tafsir.
Okay, so
I know there's a peace treaty.
No, have you? Okay.
I know there were some peaceful people who didn't break it. I know that he didn't even fight them because they all submitted to Islam. Yeah.
No. I'm just talking about what it says in the first part of Surah 9. The permission to fight was only given with regard to the breakers of the treaty. They were not allowed to fight those who kept to the treaty.
That's not true.
Okay. Yeah. Can you quote me where?
Yes.
Yeah. Show me where. Show me.
Yeah.
Right
here.
Yeah.
Right here. It says, as for those who have honored the treaty you made with them and who have not supported anyone against you, fulfill your agreement with them to the end of the term.
Okay, so that just proves what I said. They're not allowed to break the treaty. They're not allowed to break the treaty with people who honor the treaty.
The term.
That's what it says.
No, the term is going to end, and then they become permissible to fight.
That's because that's the term of the treaty. It was a 10-year peace treaty.
So don't say that. So it's not about them breaking it. Yeah.
But you do realize that I said that Surah 9 requires the Muslims to keep their peace treaty with the people who kept it. That's exactly what you read. And you 5 seconds ago said I'm wrong. But what you read supports exactly what I said. So that's an important point because Surah 9 requires them to honor the peace treaty.
I just want to be very clear, right? Because when you guys speak that way, you make it sound as if these peace treaties were going to last forever as long as you acted right. And that's just not
I never said it lasts forever. Okay. I said 2 minutes ago it's a 10-year peace treaty.
Perfect. So that means that they
okay, so do you agree?
So that means they were going to get fought anyway, even if they broke it or not.
You can't prove that.
That's not true. My friend, it says you honor the treaty until the end of the term. That's what it says. You read it. And now you're saying that so they fight them anyway. Again, so which one is it?
So right now thinking you're not tracking. What I'm saying is that they would have got fought anyway, even if they never broke a peace treaty, because the treaty ends regardless at some point in time.
Okay, so when a treaty ends, that ending is by mutual consent because they signed the treaty together. So how is that problematic?
Brother, the whole point of this was that we're trying to say that I'm trying to say that Muslims are not just doing defensive stuff. Sometimes when the treaty ends, they are allowed to go on the offensive. That's what I'm pointing out.
No.
Okay, even
without
the Quran, in all these other verses of the Quran, Surah 2, Surah 8, it says you can only fight those who fight you. and it says God does not love the aggressors. Do not
Surah
aggress.
what?
That's
Surah
also
what?
in the
Surah, wait,
Quran.
Surah what? Surah what?
Surah 2, 191,
Yeah, those are abrogated.
192.
Those are abrogated.
No, that's according to Ibn Kathir. That's not
Those are
according to the
abrogated.
Quran.
The
Those are
Quran
not
literally
abrogated.
says, the Quran literally says, fight those who do not believe in Allah. And it gives no
Okay, so
qualification.
okay, are we skipping to that now? Because that's 929.
Yeah, because that's the
Okay,
last chapter, so it abrogates previous chapters. Yeah, 100%.
no.
That's not how it
Again,
works.
9 is
That's not
not
how
the
it works.
last chapter.
It's
9 is not.
one of the last.
Okay, but Surah 5 comes after Surah 9. Okay, and Surah 5 says. Surah 5 actually says that Jews and Christians do believe in Allah. So Surah 929 is not talking about all Jews and Christians. Surah 9 and all the tafsir, going back to Mujahid, which is the earliest tafsir.
Show me
929, 920. No, I'll get to it. Just give me a second. Bring up 929 since that's what you really want to talk about. So put it up.
I want to look at the order of the verses. Hold on a second. I know there's a thing in here, revelation order. Okay.
Habibi, the revelation order doesn't matter.
It does matter because he said chapter 5
after
9.
It does not matter.
But chapter 5 is after 9. Okay, okay, 5:3 is actually the last verse of the Quran to be revealed. This day I've perfected your religion. So how can Surah 5 come before Surah 9?
Let me just confirm. I don't know if
the other thing I'm going to tell you is the historical context of 929, and all the Sunni tafsir agree on the historical context. That 929 was revealed when news of a Byzantine invasion was given to Medina. And then Surah 9 was revealed. So Surah 9 is about go fighting the Byzantines.
So hold on, let me look at this real quick.
And he invaded me.
So according
you
to
can check the earliest tafsir on record is Mujahid, and even he says Surah 929 is related to the Byzantines, and Muqatil also says it.
Look, can you guys see the screen?
Habibi, that's Sunni stuff. We're not Sunnis.
It's saying chapter 5 is before chapter 9. Right.
Yeah, so how can the prophet say
there's no consensus on that?
Different order of how the Quran was
there's no
revealed?
consensus, my friend. The Sunni scholars have different versions of the order. In the Shia scholars, Surah 5 is the last, and also the academic consensus of modern Quranic studies scholars says Surah 5 is the last surah.
Let me just say something real quick.
That's why Surah 5 verse 3 says, "This day I have perfected your religion," and everybody agrees that that's the last verse of the Quran to be revealed.
How can he say that the religion?
Look, we're gonna get stuck here, so let's just agree to disagree. I'm not gonna take what you say, but I am still curious to see the verse you're talking about. But anyway, just for me, this says chapter 9 was revealed after chapter 5. So I'm gonna
but you're just quoting a website.
Just give me a second.
This website
yeah, so who wrote this website?
They study the Quran.
Dr. Khalid.
Yeah, we all study the
Dr.
Quran, though. Everybody studies the
Quran. This is the chronological order of surahs, right? This is specified.
But that's one opinion, my friend.
Let me speak.
But that's one. Okay, so
look. It says as specified in several reliable sources.
What are the sources?
Most of which
what are the sources?
Bro, okay, bro. You're getting my fucking.
What are the sources?
I'm literally in the process of reading the goddamn sources, and you keep interrupting me. It's specified in the several reliable sources, most of which are based on the narrations received from the Prophet's companion Ibn Abbas.
We don't care about what the Sahaba say.
I know.
Habibi, just listen. Just think about this logically.
No, it's fine, dude. Look, I'm not even saying that I'm holding you to this, right? I just want everybody to know that where I'm getting my information is not unfounded either. You guys have your own beliefs, the Shias have their own beliefs, and the Sunnis have their own beliefs. So, regardless, no matter what you tell me, I'm gonna say there's contention. So now, I just want to see the verse now that you're talking about.
5:3, verse 5:3.
All right, 1 second. Because I'm curious, you're saying that now Allah says Christians and Jews are real believers? That's what you're saying?
This is like
That
schizophrenia.
would be shocking.
Let's leave the rhetoric out of it, please. Like, we're being very respectful.
Who's
Just
being?
leave the
Oh, because
rhetoric
you
out.
said schizophrenia. I mean, it would be a little weird, right? Like, how did they go from being like corrupting their own scriptures and not believing in
And the worst of creation.
Yeah, that's a that's it. There's a difference between a theological like disagreement and then a political.
No, you
disagreement.
agree. Wait, brother, stop it, okay? According to your own sources on Wikishia.
What's my own sources?
Hold on, guys. Let me read the verse first. Let me read the verse first. Hold on. All right. Prohibited to you, this one. Prohibited to you are dead animals. That's one.
It says it right down there. This day I have perfected for you your religion.
Okay, so I just want to make sure this is the correct verse. Okay, so let me read it. Prohibited to you are dead animals, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than Allah. And those animals unalived by strangling or by a violent blow or by a head, a long fall, or by the goring of horns. And those from which Allah has eaten, whatever, okay, animals. And the seek decision through divine arrows. This grave disobedience. This day, those who disbelieve had despaired of defeating your religion. So fear them not, but fear me. This day I have perfected for you your religion and completed my favor upon you and have approved for you Islam as a religion. This doesn't say anything about the Christians and Jews being true believers.
That's not what I was trying to prove. I was trying to prove that how can the religion be completed and then another like a whole other chapter of jurisprudence comes. Like how's that possible?
But the argument was that Muhammad was saying in chapter 9 to fight the Christians and the Jews, and then your argument to me was that can't be talking about every Christian and Jew. Because in some other verse he said that they're true believers, and then you.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
Why were we arguing about the order of the verses then?
Just wait, because
I don't care when you guys perfected your own religion.
Habibi, just let me speak. Because he was bringing to you another verse that says you can only fight people when they fight you first, and what you said is that in chapter 9. Like it says that you can attack them first, but we're telling you, and because you brought up the order of the verses, you brought that up, and you said it was abrogated. What we're telling you is no, that's not how abrogation works to us.
To us, where's release Quran? By
I just don't. What does this have to do with the argument, though?
Host, can I say something? He was bringing you another verse that was saying that you can only fight people when you fight them first, but it was in Surah Al-Baqarah.
Even that, this verse has nothing to do with that.
No,
he's just showing you that the order that the chapters are in doesn't actually mean that it's the order of how it was.
Okay, but scary. I got you. Let me just show you one last thing before we move to the next point. When you look at this order that the Sunnis have, right? Even like what it says here, like it says, for example, chapter 77 was revealed 33rd, and then it says except for verse 48, which is from Medina. So even within certain chapters, there's certain verses that are revealed not in the same order. You get what I'm saying?
That's not my position.
Yes.
But look at all these exceptions. Look
at
all these exceptions. All these
exceptions. I don't take the exceptions. I don't take.
Accept. You see?
Habibi.
So you guys can show me a chapter and a verse, but that doesn't mean that it was revealed in that order necessarily.
I don't think that the Quran was revealed over
Areas, verse 6 of Surah Al-Ma'idah. What does it say?
I was literally in the middle of
verse 6. Verse 6.
I was in the middle of a sentence.
I'm just proving to you that it doesn't work. Verse 6, what does it say?
No one here disagrees that the Quran is out of order. It's not a like chronological book.
Okay.
No one disagrees.
Okay, so you cannot use this as an evidence telling us that Surah Al-Ma'idah is the last chapter. That means whatever it says is what we follow.
What did you want to show in verse 6 here? In Maida?
Verse 6 is about the wudu. So he's telling me that the last thing that Muhammad taught the Muslims is the wudu.
Yeah, Habibi, the order doesn't matter, but this verse is showing
it does matter. What the hell? You just said it mattered. That was your whole argument, and now
I never
you guys didn't know. So you guys didn't know. Wait, because this is crazy. So the whole time for 20 years, you guys didn't know how to do wudu.
No.
Wow.
Oh no.
No, I'm disagreeing with your point, bro.
But this is the last chapter according to you, and this is where wudu is talked about.
Yeah, Habibi, I'm gonna tell you what my position is regarding the Quran, the way it's revealed. It was all revealed at once. I don't believe in the
Oh
exception.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
The truth hurts.
So that's not what Khalil was saying.
Oh no!
Yo,
How was it revealed at once? And how was the process? How did that happen? Can you talk about that?
The Quran says, "Inna." The Quran says,
if I go down, will you bring up Khalil? Because he's very intelligent, bro. He may be hot-headed, but you know, I mean, he's a little hot-headed too. He's in Islam. Let me go down, and then you bring him up.
Go ahead. Brother, yeah, no. So I've actually heard this before. That because the Quran talks about Kitab, right? From the beginning, it says that we gave you the Kitab. So, and that was always my argument, that when Angel Jibreel tells Muhammad to read, right, there had to be something that he could have been able to read, or else it wouldn't make any sense.
it says, "Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr." We have revealed it at the night of destiny. Like it's talking about all of it, the whole thing, not parts, not a little bit of this, a little bit of that. The whole thing was revealed.
I get that. So then now it's making me like, why were we talking about the order at all then? Why were you arguing about the order if it was all revealed at once?
No, I don't do taqiyya. You're not that scary. Like you only do taqiyya when you're scared.
Somebody that does taqiyya would say they don't do taqiyya though.
You only do taqiyya. You only do taqiyya.
No, but it's not about me being scary. It's about right now you're live. Your religion is getting exposed on the internet for people to see.
Nah, Habibi, if I say something wrong.
No, but think about it. We just spent 20 minutes talking about the order just for you to say, actually, there was no order. It was all
because you said it was abrogated. You said it was abrogated.
Okay.
No,
so,
because you said it was abrogated.
According to you now.
There is no order. No. But listen. Let me tell you. He had the whole book with him. But wait. He had the whole book with him, but him revealing certain verses took 23 years.
He kept it to himself. That's what you're saying?
No. He wasn't allowed to reveal it until God told him he can reveal it.
Who told you that?
What do you mean?
What is what is the concept of hudna? Can you explain it to me?
You know?
The hudna.
The footnote?
Hudna.
Hudna, what's hudna?
It's temporal peace. It's about regrouping. When you're weaker than your opposition, you basically have to regroup until you are getting stronger. Then you can attack them again. That's the entire idea of temporal peace. That's why the Treaty of Hudaybiyah was signed. So the Quraysh were actually stronger than the army of Muhammad at the time, correct? And that's why Muhammad did the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. And then 2 years later, you saw after they supposedly broke the peace treaty, you saw Muhammad attacking them.
Yeah, you have to prove that he attacked them first from my books. I don't care if you bring me Ibn Kathir, Ibn this, Ibn that.
So wait a minute. Wait, hold on. So you guys really disagree on like all the history too?
Yeah.
You can bring me.
This is crazy,
if it's not,
dude.
These guys don't have any history.
Wait. But how do you guys reconcile those differences? Because you're talking about history. So like one of you is just blatantly lying.
Yeah, one of us is. But if you don't bring me the sources that you're bringing for your argument if you don't bring it from a Shia source, I'm not gonna bother answering.
Shia mystical.
I didn't know. I knew you guys disagree about who like the leader was, but I didn't think you disagreed on literally everything.
Well, Scary, you have to understand what the Shia position is, that their side, their like Ahl Bayt, which is Muhammad's family, got attacked by the Sahaba.
Right.
So it was Umar and them that unalived Muhammad's daughter and son-in-law. And there's wars.
What I'm saying is, how would that then cause them to write a different history altogether?
Because each side told their own version of what happened.
What the Sahaba have done is that during, I want to say like 300 years after the death of the Prophet, there were people in Kufa, right? And they were led by the Abbasid Caliphate, right? They started to fabricate Hadith, right?
Right.
And Quran.
Yeah,
So
because
that's why if it comes from a Sunni source, I don't care what it says, who's narrating it. I'm not gonna take it.
So this is why I always say that the hadiths are made up. There has to be. I'm not saying they all are, but there has to be a bunch of made up hadiths.
It's because the way that they get their hadith is oral tradition. Oral tradition is bupkis. Does not mean anything to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Literally, bro. When a Muslim tells me oral tradition, it's like, okay, what are you getting at? That means something in your head.
No.
Okay, like who cares?
Yeah. It's
Brother,
like you're telling me.
These
You're telling
guys
me
are
this
special,
blind dude.
like a Shia Islam, mystical Shia Islam.
He's like, trust me, this is the truth because we all thought about it at the same time, and it's like, how can I prove that?
Yeah, you're telling me that this guy named Bukhari memorized like 900,000 hadiths. He was blind and he was going around in Kufa correcting people.
He was blind?
No, bro. I'm not gonna believe this.
Wait, he was blind?
No, the
He was
tafsir. Can I say something?
Yeah. I didn't know that,
The tafsir
actually.
they believe in is actually from the 20th century, and he's criticizing the earliest literature from the 8th, 9th, 7th century.
Who, the Shias or the Sunnis?
This mystical Shia, the one, these two guys.
What about him?
And you're Sunni, right?
Yeah, you.
Well, you're talking about Tafsir al-Mizan?
Yes.
Yeah, what's wrong with Tafsir al-Mizan?
Yeah, it's from the 20th century, right?
So he does tafsir. What Allama Tabatabai does is he does tafsir al-Quran bil-Quran, right? So he takes other verses. He sometimes takes narrations, but only like Shia narrations, and then he does tafsir.
Yeah, from
like
Qummi, I know. From Qummi, from Imam Sadiq, I know where you're coming from.
All right, guys. So let me ask from the Shia point of view because I want to get back onto the topic. So, all right, we're not going to agree with Shia and Sunni sources anyway. Do Shias believe in offensive jihad at all?
Yes.
Only if the Imam commands it. Otherwise, it's haram. And I have a source that says that you doing any kind of offense.
What are the Quran verses that justify that?
Give me 1 second. I believe 483, if I'm remembering correctly.
483.
Yeah. Yeah, 483. And when there comes to them something, information about public security or fear, they spread it around, but if they had referred it back to the messenger or to those of authority among them, then the ones who can draw correct conclusions from it astaghfirullah, would have known about it, and if not for the favor of Allah upon you and His mercy, you would have followed Satan except for a few. So when something happens publicly, you don't do something about it yourself because you think you're going to do the right thing. You refer it back to the messenger.
No, what I'm asking, what's the verse that justifies offensive jihad?
None.
So, but you just
wait.
said
So then,
that,
why would you have it in your paradigm?
Yeah, you just said that you
because
have to. Huh?
we're saying that like if we see okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, okay. That can only happen, offensive jihad, is if we see a pattern in the enemy that they attack like randomly, right? Then we can do something about it because, okay.
That would be defensive.
Yeah, that would still be defensive.
If you classify it that way, then I would say that there is none. There are no verses that justify offensive jihad, if that's how you're looking at it.
Okay. What about 9:123? 123.
123 says, yeah, it does say that.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, it says fight them in the nearest and fight those adjacent to you, basically. Hold on.
Yeah, then I would say that this is after like a war has been established already, and like we're on the defensive, and you see them.
So can we agree then that the Quran by itself seems a little aggressive?
No.
A little.
No.
I'm trying to be generous here. I'm trying to say anything I can to make them agree, but they never will.
Habibi, you need context with the Quran. You can't trying to understand.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, can you be mad at somebody for just reading the Quran? You know what I'm saying? And then
I would say they're restarted. If like wait. I would say they're restarted if they read the Quran alone and and like gather a bunch of verses and say that offensive jihad is okay. I would say they're restarting.
So yeah, so it says, "O you who have believed, fight against those adjacent to you of the disbelievers, and let them find you in harshness." Like, you see what I mean? Like, if I was just to read this, right, and I'm a devout Muslim, I would say, okay, Allah saying fight everybody around me.
If you don't have the proper interpretation,
Explain to me.
Huh?
If you don't have the proper interpretation,
Yeah,
sure.
but anybody could say that. How do I know you have the proper interpretation? Allah seems to be very clear here. I don't see any ambiguity in this verse. He's yeah, fight everybody, bro, and let them find.
There is ambiguity about this because when do I do this? When do I do this?
Well, just because you don't
go to the Arabic. Go to the Arabic.
Maybe you're just a little scaredy cat. I don't know. Huh?
I'm not a scaredy cat.
Can I read you something?
What?
From where?
Okay, so from his scholar that he brought up himself.
Who?
And Tafsir al-Mizan, and I think this is pretty interesting. So he does say that defensive jihad is unquestionably legitimate, obviously, right? And he says that offensive jihad historically existed within Islamic law under proper Islamic authority. So not that offensive jihad doesn't exist, but what he's saying is that you would need authorization from like an infallible imam, or sometimes like a legitimate representative, depending on the jurist, proper Islamic leadership, like a khalifa or something like that, and lawful conditions. So, and this is under 12ers. So many 12er scholars historically argue that full offensive expansionary jihad could not properly be initiated while the imam is absent, a khalif.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, when you guys talk about this topic, no offense, but I don't believe you guys, because the Quran could not be more clear to me.
Yeah, but like with the verse that I brought you,
and like when I read the verse, like Allah is just saying, look, I'm mad at the Christians and the Jews because they believe Jesus is God and they take their rabbis as God, so go fight them. That's what it says. And the only thing you guys ever say is, oh, but you don't know, but you don't know, but you don't know. But it's like, but I'm reading it. This is the Quran, right? And then it's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna show me a hadith
let me say
or
this.
A
Let me say
that contradicts the Quran? That's weird.
Let me say this.
I agree. And you said it doesn't exist in your paradigm areas, but it does. You would just need like a khalifa, for example, right?
Yeah, and I said that.
Or imam to approve it.
I said that. But you said.
But then you also said offensive jihad doesn't exist in your paradigm, which is false.
That's not. Nope. I said that if you see an army that is attacking randomly and they could attack us,
All right. I think we got to the bottom of it. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to my main question, maybe, because I never heard a Shia talk about this. How do you guys prove Muhammad's prophethood as a Shia?
Good question.
Yeah, because he gave prophecies that came true.
Like what?
Are you going to accept something that happens within Islamic books, or you just want something that's
I mean, for now, I just want to hear it, because I always hear the Sunni ones, and they're not really impressive, so I want to hear maybe you have a different one.
Yeah, so there's a hadith.
Sunnis say, oh, he said that we're going to build tall buildings. That's not really a prophecy to me. Keep going. Go ahead.
Right. So there's a hadith in Bihar al-Anwar that says that after Imam Ali alayhi salam, the Islamic Ummah is going to take 3 golden calves as gods, which is Abu Bakr, Umar, and Uthman, and they're gonna leave him, and they're not gonna follow his khilafah, and then they're gonna they're gonna oppress him pretty much.
Why would you say that though? Why would you say
that's
that?
crazy work, bro.
Why would you interpret that way?
Because that's what happened.
They're golden calves.
Yes.
Why would you?
Why?
Yeah. Why would you call them golden calves?
Because they took them,
especially when in the context of Abrahamic faiths, the Jews used to make golden calves, right?
Exactly.
No, it's because it's referencing to the story of Aaron and Moses.
That's what I'm talking about. They had golden calves in the story of Aaron and Moses, like actual golden calves.
And did the people not take them as gods?
The golden calves, though, yes. The actual
golden calves. They took them. They took the golden.
What he's saying is the Sunnis are taking Umar, Abu Bakr, and Uthman as gods.
Yeah, I get that, but so he's making a parallel. But what I'm saying is, why would you interpret that that's what it means when the story it's referencing was talking about actual golden calves? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's the like esoteric meaning is that they're taking something that's not the actual authority among them as God. They're doing shirk.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like that wouldn't convince me of Muhammad's prophethood, right? Because not only is it referencing a story that like now it's just interpreting, right? I would have
No,
normally
I can pull up
expected
the
that.
hadith for you. I can pull up the hadith
But
for
what
you.
I'm saying is this, right? Even if Muhammad would have said that the Muslims would one day worship 3 golden calves, that still doesn't prove his prophethood because he's just repeating what the Jews already did before many times in history.
No, it's because he appointed Imam Ali alayhi salam as the Khalifa.
If anything, I would take that as a false prophecy because I don't see
Why?
Muslims worshiping any golden calf, right? And then you're just stretching it to make
No,
it make
Habibi,
sense.
it's not a literal golden calf. Yeah,
It is
scary.
though. There's nothing to convince me that it's not supposed to be a literal.
It's mystical. He will say it would be metaphoric.
Yeah, like let me give you guys an example. Can I give you an example of something in the Bible?
It wouldn't. Sure, yeah.
So in the Bible, there's a verse. What's the verse, guys, about the 77s? Hold on a second. The creed.
The 70 elders?
No, the 77s prophecy in Daniel.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm gonna just give you an example. Daniel chapter 9. The Lord had decreed for 70 years. No. 70 weeks, I think it's 9. Yeah, here we go. Daniel chapter 9, 24.
Yeah, 9:24 to 27.
So here, look, this is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. Like something like this. So in the Bible, there's prophecies, right? And in this one is the prophecy in Daniel, right? So he says 70 weeks are decreed for your people and for your holy city. The transgression will stop and sin will end. Guilt will be expiated. Everlasting justice introduced. Prophecy ratified, and Holy of Holies will be anointed. This is a prophecy. He gives you a specific time when it's going to happen.
What? So you just want a time? Is that what it is?
I want a prophecy.
That is a prophecy.
Yeah, but like saying
what I gave you.
Like saying like this is what you're saying, right? You're like, oh, there's gonna be a time where people are gonna worship a golden calf, right? And then
we're like, oh my god, it's not an actual golden calf, yeah.
But it says that though.
Yeah, you're supposed to understand it within the context of what happens historically.
This is what I'm trying to, guys. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, right? Muhammad came denying everyone's religion, everyone's account of world history, right? We're not just going to believe him because he says so, dude. He has to bring some evidence, right? If you're going to call yourself a prophet, then you have to have prophecies, and they have to be compelling prophecies. You can't just make up random stuff, right? This has to be something that's going to make
I guess I don't like I haven't looked that far into it. Sure.
Okay, so same issue as the Sunnis then. There's just nothing concrete.
I never said that there isn't anything. I just don't have anything.
He has a hadith about the 3 calf, the golden calf, right?
Because you understand, like I get why Muslims in Arabia, maybe they liked it because he was a good leader. He kind of fixed a couple things in your scenario, but then for those same people to go around saying, you guys also have to believe in our Arabic leader. Like it's like why we don't have
you don't have to. The Quran says that if someone
that you guys have
the Quran says that if you don't want to take Muhammad as a guardian, then don't. No issue.
And that's okay for salvation.
You can worry about your own salvation at that point. Sure.
No, but Allah says, "Fight those who do not believe in Allah nor in His Messenger, nor in the
There a context, Habibi. We just went through this.
What's the context?
We just went through this, bro.
You always speak. I love it when Muslims do it. You always speak about context and you never show the context. It's amazing.
What's the context?
Like the context is always there. Yet
the context is that there was a treaty and the kuffar broke the treaty. What more context do you need?
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. He's not saying about those who broke the treaty. He's saying fight the people of the book. It doesn't say fight the people who broke the treaty.
Yeah. So in the same verse it says min, right?
No, it doesn't. No.
I'm looking at the verse right now. It's scary.
I read the verse
Did you
every
smoke
day.
something? Did you smoke something
Did
before
you
this
smoke
live?
something?
La wallah.
I
That's
read the
haram.
verse, brother. I read this verse every day, dude.
Why?
Because this is what I do. I talk about this chapter every day of my lives.
Really?
Yes.
Bro, there are better chapters. Come on, man.
No, this is the only one I'm worried about. Because if you're just gonna talk about all the nice things, I already got Christianity for that. If I just want to be a nice person, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why Muslims want to unalive people for their beliefs.
We don't.
Look right here. Where does it say men? Where does it say men?
Oh, go up. No, I said min, Arabic word. Go up.
So yeah, what does it like?
Go down.
What does it change? What does it change if it says men?
Yeah, so because it says
لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرم ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق من
من الذين أوتوا الكتاب. So it's not even talking. It's not even talking. Wait. Let me make my point. It's not even talking about the entirety of Ahlul Kitab. It's talking about a group of them because it says min.
Wrong.
Can I respond?
No, I got him. What he's saying, when he's saying from, he's saying right here, fight against those who do not believe. So first of all, they're already considered disbelievers. That's the big group. And then where he says from the people of the book, that's where he's specifying. So that's why I keep trying to tell you guys, before verse 29, he's talking about disbelievers in general. Verse 28 is when 29 is when he specifies specific disbelievers.
You said 29 twice. You said 29
yeah,
twice.
but I said before 29, right? Before 29, he's talking about disbelievers in general. From verse 29,
I would have to see if it's one from 29 to us or from 1 to 28. I'm not sure. Like,
so look,
I know that they're revealed in two different parts. I know that.
So look,
but I have to see.
Look, Mina
الذين أوتوا الكتاب.
Yeah. So from those the people of the book.
It's not separating it.
Yes, it is because it says men.
It's saying from the people of the book.
Can I explain?
Can you summarize Islam versus Christianity?
Yeah, because there were other religions as well.
Hold on, guys. I got to answer this super chat. So he says, can you summarize Islam versus Christianity from your point of view? Yes. So Christianity, they want to proselytize, they want to preach, but they do it in a way that's peaceful. If you reject it...
Except those goddamn dirty Muslims.
All right, hold on a second, brother. You got to mute. I'm talking to people who are paying me money now. So once again... Christianity preaches, but if you reject it, they basically say God himself will deal with you. The difference is, according to Islam, they also preach, but if you reject it, God is sending these people to deal with you. That's
goddamn Muslimists.
That's the difference, guys.
That's not the difference.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Habibi, scary. Can you give me what you smoked before this live so I can be like on the same...
Why do you say that I'm smoking? Do I seem peaceful? What's going on?
يا حمار. Listen, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to like the conversation for like the past 20 minutes or 30 minutes, bro. And all you speak about is a bunch of bullshit, bro. Like you can't disprove a single thing that Scary was telling you. Every single time there is a context that is unknown, bro. Like it's.
Habibi,
I have an
I'm giving you
invisible dragon.
context.
I have an invisible dragon behind me, bro. Look, you can see the context, but it's there, bro.
Yeah, Habibi, I'm giving. Wait. I'm giving you the context from what my infallible imams tell me.
So the
I'm
imams
not bringing
tell you the
this out of my
context,
keys.
not
I'm
the
not
Quran.
bringing. Huh?
Wait, so the imams are the ones telling you the context and not the Quran? Wait, I'm trying to understand where the context comes from, you know?
You can get the context from the Quran and from the Imam.
Yeah, even with all you guys saying, right? It's like I don't understand why you guys would believe that, right? Like you have a holy book, which I would assume gives you everything you need to know about it, right? But now you're saying, oh, I have to go to this imaginary context, which again, I don't even believe exists. But even if that was true, that it's like saying like your book is almost irrelevant without the other sources.
No, it's just that you can't take the book alone. I was gonna say this earlier. With the Quran alone, you can both guide people and misguide.
Look, you have Shias and Sunnis, right? They're making up their own
I'm not
Context.
making. I can prove. I can prove to you from Sunni books that Imam Ali alayhi salam has the most amount of knowledge when it comes to the Quran.
So could you be mad at the extremists for doing what they do when you guys can't even make up your own mind about what the true context is?
They're restarted. I don't care what a bunch of restarts do.
I don't know, dude. To me, I'm not gonna lie to you. It seems to me that you guys, most Muslims, actually just don't want to do what the Quran says, and I totally understand why.
No, no. If the imam was present, and he told me to do these things, I would. I would. He's my leader.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems strange to me.
Yeah, sorry.
Why? So does a religion does you as a people? Wait.
Aris, just one thing very important, because you keep saying that min ahl al-kitab, am I min ahl al-kitab?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't accept Muhammad. Am I on the din al-haq?
No.
So this verse is talking about me, right?
It can, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So these are the people of the Ahl al-Kitab, who this verse is ordering people to fight.
Danny, do we have a treaty? No. Are you trying to attack me?
Doesn't
No.
matter. There's no mention of a treaty. There's no mention of a treaty.
Yeah, there's no mention of a treaty, guys.
At the beginning of the chapter, yeah, Baba.
In the beginning of the chapter, Muhammad had a treaty with a specific tribe. This wasn't a universal treaty for the whole world. This is saying fight those.
So why is there a verse that talks about like that tribe allying with other people?
We can, like I said, I don't have any problem even if you want to take that stance that there was some people who aligned with other people, but the Quran is not saying that. The Quran is saying fight against those who do not believe in Allah. Period. It doesn't say.
Okay, show me where. Like, how do you understand that this verse is unconditional? How do you understand this?
Right, because of the qualifications, the qualifiers that Allah uses. Right? You guys are like, let's say we're both wrong, right? Let's say you're wrong and I'm wrong. We don't know who's right. Okay. Your claim is that this is saying fight against those who are in the peace treaty or who broke the peace treaty. That's not in the verse, right? I'm saying that he says fight those who don't believe in Allah. That is what the verse is saying.
Okay,
so you're trying to hold me to some imaginary thing. Huh?
Wait. Do we have to take the Quran holistically?
No.
What do you mean no? What do you mean no, bro?
I wouldn't because I understand.
You wouldn't?
Yeah, no, because I understand.
I'm sorry, scary. I'm putting you in with the extremist restarts because you're acting like restarts.
That's totally fine. So now I would say you agreed with me in a sense because weren't you the one who just said a minute ago that even though Muhammad received the whole Quran at once, he himself did not reveal it until
he still had to reveal it over 23 years.
Correct. So that means he was still revealing it situationally, right? So therefore, I cannot take the Quran holistically because each verse is given within a certain context.
But okay. But then the previous rulings that he said still apply.
Depends on the context.
Okay, so in 483, when something like this happens, do you have to refer back to the ones of authority?
I would say so, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna just start unaliving you. I still want you to smoke whatever you're smoking. Danier is a nice guy.
This guy is crazy, huh?
Brother, look, my argument has always been this, right? I understand, because I've actually heard, like, for example, Saudi Arabia, they openly condemn extremist groups, right?
Now.
Right.
Very recently since MBS.
So I totally understand that, but the only thing is that from what I'm seeing is that the Quran is basically telling you when you have the advantage, right, is when you can do these things.
Advantage? What advantage?
So like how Muhammad, right? How when he was weak, he didn't receive these verses, right? But then when he became a leader and he had people in Medina following him and his thing grew, then he got these verses. So what you guys normally take out of that is exactly what I'm saying, that everything is situational. It depends. You can't just say holistically, oh, the Quran's always violent or always peaceful. Right?
Yeah. Are you going to land?
So yeah, so Saudi Arabia, for example, the reason why they would condemn extremists is not because it's wrong to do it. It's just because as of right now, if they do it right now in this scenario where they are geopolitically, their position within the world, it would actually hurt their movement. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I don't care about Saudi Arabia. I get like the example you're bringing, but
Yeah, it's not about Saudi Arabia necessarily, but it's just about it would hurt the movement. So you guys are supposedly refraining from doing it just because it would work against what you're trying to do.
Yeah, can I ask you a question, Arius?
Go ahead.
So, you obviously go to Mecca. You would go one day, right?
I've been there.
Okay. So when you went, did you do Umrah or did you do the whole Hajj?
Alhamdulillah, I did both.
Okay, cool. So when you went, did you pray as a Sunni or did you pray as a Shia?
I prayed as a Shia.
Did anyone bother you praying as a Shia?
No.
Okay, good. Just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Carry on.
That's interesting. That whole scenario is interesting to me. I don't know how you got.
No, because sometimes Shias get bullied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was just a little kid that like when I went, I was like 8.
Oh, so you don't remember, bro?
No, I remember. But if something did happen, it would have been traumatic enough to where I would remember it.
Well, I went in 2023.
Mm.
December. I did Umrah. I didn't do the full Hajj. And so I was raised in a Shia home, but then later on I became Sunni, didn't like that either, and then became a Quran only, and then eventually found my way out of Islam, right? But my family, they're still Shia, right? So we went to Mecca, they were praying as Shia, and like we didn't have any problems in like Mecca, but when we went to Medina at like where Muhammad's grave is,
yeah, it's because the other
that
two,
was
the
very
other two are
scary,
there.
guys. Like,
Yeah,
it was bad. Like people were.
That's why I like. I
us
think
and-
I like could not go to Medina because like once I realized that the other two are there buried with him, I'm gonna start like saying some crazy stuff.
You think that's why the Sunnis get so defensive over Shias over there?
Yeah, for sure.
Like scary. They can't even pray. So like, the Sunnis pray with their hands like over their chest, where the Shias pray with their hands open to the side.
It's qiyam.
So how you pray, you can tell if somebody's Shia or Sunni.
You can
Their
say you're
lives are
Maliki.
literally in jeopardy for praying like a Shia in Medina.
You can like theoretically say that you're a Maliki and you'll be good.
But you would have to lie.
Yeah, but then
And that's where the taqiyya comes from,
this
Scary.
guy.
No, it comes so that they can look.
I
No,
love
but it,
taqiyya to go.
no, it comes
taqiyya
so that
for-
they can hold on, Aries. It comes so that they can like preserve their life because in Afghanistan
Right, I get it.
we have Shia and they're Hazara, right? So they look different. They look more Asian, right? So the T-ban would know a Hazara girl immediately upon looking at her, would know she's Shia and would kidnap her, rape her, do the most horrendous things to her, take her in as a right-hand possession, all this evil stuff. So that's why they have to taqiyya. Unfortunately, some Shia sects, they can't because they look it and they're known for it. But like, you know, his immediate reaction was, we would just tell them we're Maliki because that's a sect of Sunni that prays with their hands open. Which is, I think, one of the princes of like the UAE, no?
No, it's a scholar from like the.
No, one of the princes of the UAE today prays like the Maliki way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. King or prince, one of them. So yeah, you would have to lie about who you are to survive amongst the Muslims. You don't find that problematic?
There's always been a division. Like the day the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he passed away, the division started.
So let me ask you a question, because in Sunni Hadith, right, Muhammad asked for a pen and paper to write, which doesn't make sense because the Sunnis believe that he was illiterate.
Exactly.
So what is your version of that in your sect of Shia?
For us, like it doesn't necessarily exist for us because he gave the will already. For them, like
And it
the
was
will,
supposed to go to Ali.
for us, we have the will, we know what it is, but for them, Allahu a'lam what the will is. We don't know.
But for us, right, someone who's unlearned doesn't mean that you don't know how to read or write. It could also mean that you had no teachers before you. That for us as Shias, we take it that, God is his own, because there's no reference to anyone ever teaching him. There's no teacher above him.
Wait, that's false. That's false.
It's that again. That's good, bro. You're a hamar. You're a donkey. I could care less.
I'm the hamar.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, he already insulted. He insulted Arius earlier, and no one said anything. So I'm gonna insult him back. For us, it's that God.
Humza, I could have said, Madanik Omak Yahmar, but I don't say that, you know.
I don't remember hearing nobody insulting nobody up until that point.
Maybe he said it in Arabic and we both missed it or something.
No, I think I said once Yahmar, but I said it to someone in the comment. The name is.
Well, if you insulted me, I think I would have been like, hey, don't do that.
Right.
I said to fit.
But Hamza, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Habibi.
I said to fit in the comments, Hamar. But yeah.
We're all grown-ups here. So basically, in the Shia paradigm, he wrote his will and he passed his legacy to Ali. In the Sunni paradigm, he never got the pen and paper to write down his legacy, correct?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Which I don't
That's
know
such a conundrum.
I don't know how the verse can be revealed, and today we have completed for you your religion, and he was supposed to write a will, and he never did. I don't know. It's literally P and not P.
It's a conundrum, major.
This verse actually came 3 months before he died, so
he would have still have written down. That's why I said it doesn't exist for us, because we already have the will. We know what the will is.
the will that was never fulfilled. He
He was passing down the Khilafah to Imam Ali alayhi salam. He did it multiple times.
Also, it says that didn't he say that in the Quran that Muhammad, the grandfather, had like in his house a Yemeni Jew that taught Muhammad in regard like a lot of Torah and like the New Testament?
No. You can, if you go by like the historical like accounts we have, he only went to Syria twice. Once when he was like,
I'm talking about a Yemeni Jew that was in his grandfather's house.
And what did he do?
He taught Muhammad regarding the New Testament and the Old Testament.
No, we don't have this.
Are you talking about Waraqah bin Nawfal?
I don't know his name. I know that
he was like a heretic Christian, not a Yemeni Jew.
We don't have this.
No.
For
You
us,
guys have Waraqah. You guys have Waraqah.
We don't.
You have Waraqah in the Tafsir Mizan. I could have sworn I read about his story.
So Allama Tabatabai, he mentions Sunni narrations, but that doesn't mean that it says like he accepts it.
So even that part is different. How the hell? Like, so
for us, let me tell you, for us, he knew he was a prophet before Jibreel alayhi salam came to him. He knew he was a prophet.
So he didn't have to go to Waraqah after the cave.
No. That's for Sunnis, man. They gotta deal with that. Not for me.
Why do you think they made that up, supposedly?
The name is Abd Allah ibn Saba. That's the name.
Oh, Abdullah bin Saba. That guy's mal'oon. He's cursed by the
mal'oon.
They got the craziest
bro,
answers.
This is the thing. Like, you see it, like the whole. This is how I know Islam is made up, bro. I know Islam is made up.
No. Actually, no. It's the exact opposite. It's no. It's no. Wait.
Because Sunnis say, our Hadith sciences are irrefutable, verifiable, but then you guys who would know better than me, you say no. Those are obviously lies.
No. Wait.
Now we have a Shia argument. Now we have two Shias arguing. Why are you saying Abdullah ibn Saba is the mal'oon?
He is mal'oon.
Why are you saying that?
Because the Imam says he's mal'oon.
Oh, where did you get that hadith from? Go give me both hadiths.
There are plenty of sources that say that Abdullah bin Saba.
From who? You hold on. Why are you saying that? What if Abdullah ibn Saba was the bab of the Imam? Because
he's
he was
the Imam condemns him.
1 second. He was preaching Raj'a before you Shias believed it anyways.
That does not mean that.
And then Mullah Sadra came and then said that Raj'a was something that Kafirs believe.
Then I would disagree with Mullah Sadra.
So then you should, okay, so you agree with Abdullah ibn Saba then? Because he agreed that the Imam comes back.
Like Hamza, just because he has one thing that me and him have in common.
What else did he say? Yo, that's why they called him a ghali. So everyone knows. a preface to what's going on. In the Shia within themselves, there are two groups. One group, they really loved the Imams, and another group tried to oppress them. That's Arius' group, by the way. Just to let you know. Yeah. You guys called us ghalis. You guys said that we made the Imams into gods, when all we were saying was what the Imams were saying. We never said they were actually God.
Okay, can I respond? Can I respond now? Abdullah ibn Saba said that Imam Ali alayhi salam is God himself. He said that he is God manifested himself.
Who's the source of that?
Yeah. It's when the group of people that came to him from Basra, Abdullah bin Saba was a part of that group.
I promise you, hold on, guys, pause. This is how hadiths were made. I promise you. What you're hearing right now, no, Aisha didn't say that. Did I write it down? Put it there. I swear this is how I
No,
brother, you got your own. Hold on, Arius. Brother, you got your own. 1 second, Arius. Brother, you got your own.
This was entertaining. I like the female, and the guy who was A but doesn't believe any more very logical, intelligent individuals. Thumbs up emoji, good co-hosts.
Thank you, brother.
Am I the female? Thank you, God bless.
Yeah, but this is how hadiths were made, bro. I promise you. Like, let me ask you Shiaz a question. How do you guys, because you know Sunnis always say, oh, we got the golden chain, and these chains are
the whole chain, the whole chain BS is BS. It is buckis. The way we take hadith is the tawatur. How many times do excuse me. How many reports? Mass transmission. Single ahadith. We don't do anything with them. We don't do anything with singular ahadith. Okay. You yourself can believe in the hadith, in the singular hadith, but you cannot build like a creed out of it and preach it to other people.
But as a Muslim, can you explain to me why those chains are bunk and not worth anything? Why?
Yeah, because you have people who are majhul, which majhul means like unknown, and unknown like the person himself could be unknown, like we don't have any record of him, or we don't know what his aqidah was, right?
So and then you guys say that if a chain or if a hadith has the more versions of it you find, the more credible. Is that what we're doing?
Yes. Whatever we have the most amount of tawatur for, we take this hadith. And the Imam says, when you find a hadith narrated by us, present it to the Quran. So Sajida, if it matches with
Sajida, what do you think about that? So he's saying for them it's just mass transmission, and for the Sunnis they have mass transmission too, but then they add this other layer about the chains.
If you ask me, right, I don't think any of them are legitimate because they come centuries later after it actually happened. So if we look at the Sunni hadiths, right, they come like 2 to 3 centuries after Muhammad, and then the Shia hadiths are later than that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But hold on. By the same standard, the same thing.
Wait, Hamza, wait. We have a book called Kitab Sulaym ibn Qais, right?
Okay.
This book, the Imams themselves mention this narrator and the writer of this book. What?
You swear to God.
Wal Abbas.
Okay, yalla. Bring us.
What do you mean, yalla? What do you want to
bring us the facts.
Okay.
The proofs. We need the proofs, brother.
Hold on, there's a guy asking to come up. Ali Baba. Do you guys know him? Ali Baba.
Yeah,
he's up. Bring him up. He's an idiot.
Ali Baba, just chill out. Don't start like cussing out Hamza. Just chill out.
Yeah. Okay. So he just wants to beef. Okay. What's up?
Well, I didn't even get to ask like my question about like the guy because like both of the Mazis were fighting together. So, anyways, you say that this Yemeni Jew wasn't teaching Muhammadan because you said that there were no
Abdullah bin Saba came like 30 years after the Prophet's death. How could he teach him if he?
So that's probably not the guy.
You never asked me to show you a source.
Abdullah bin Saba radiallahu anh. Give his name some respect. No, you should make inta. Calm down, inta.
Okay.
Bro. Why are they fighting each other? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, both of you hold the same fucking
It's like
religion.
it's a personal thing. It's between Shias, you know what I mean? It's besides you guys.
Yeah. I get you. Yeah, it's just interesting to me, man, that like, cause I would say that you both obviously don't believe each other. So from an outsider, that means that I would say neither of your religions are very convincing. Then that's what I would say.
Okay.
No, man, that's like saying like Catholics and Christians don't really believe in each other. But you guys, you may think someone else is on the wrong path, but the general idea is the same.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not a Christian, right? Because I think it's all made up. I think everybody's all made up. Jews made up a story, Christians borrowed it, and Muslims try to steal it and make it their own.
Hey, man, I'm on your page, man. You don't know my beliefs. I agree with you.
Yeah, so you believe in 12 imams or 7?
So this is the book Bihar al-Anwar Allam al-Majlisi, volume 25, page 278. No, 87. 287, sorry. And then I'm going to translate this real quick. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The commander of the faithful, Ali ibn Abi Talib, was the most truthful of God's creation after the messenger of God, and the one who lied about him, worked to deny his truthfulness, and fabricated lies against God was Abdullah ibn Saba.
Oh, is that it? With no evidence given, just a statement made by the Qummis? Like I care what the Qummis even think?
Yeah, Habibi. So you
wow, what is this?
You have
12 on 12 crime?
You have You have Imam Ali. Which one is it? Ali ibn Hussein. He says this as well, and it's mostly from Allam al-Majlisi, but I like. That doesn't matter, bro.
Matters to me, bro. He's a Qummi. Why do I care?
Hey, assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Listen. I have 1, 2, 3.
We got Alibaba here now.
5,
hey,
6.
Yeah,
6 accounts. 6 accounts of Abdullah bin Saba being cursed by the Imam.
All your sources are from the Qummis. Why should I care?
You go and fight with the Qummis.
I am. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Just host, if you don't mind, just let me know when I can jump in. I know I just came in late, but I'm gonna mute up. Just let me know.
What do you want to say?
I do need about 180 seconds, 3 minutes exactly. If I could get a countdown to 3 minutes, but I want to wait until everybody gets their thought out.
Scary.
I speak.
All right, just go ahead. Let them talk, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, do you mind though? I'm gonna time myself. Like I'm gonna try to be sincere. To 3 minutes. Can I get that uninterrupted? I'm not gonna bullshit you.
I'm not gonna promise you anything. As long as it sounds relevant and interesting, I'll let you keep talking.
Okay, so if other people interrupt me, you're good with it, right? I'm gonna be fair and consistent. I'm gonna call out my own sect. I'm gonna call out the other sect. I'm gonna call out the other religions. I'm gonna be consistent.
Brother, please just go.
Okay, fair enough. So first of all, me and Arius, we are Shias. We might differ on our methodologies. But this Hamza guy, he calls himself a Shia. He is like not even like relevant as being a deist. He does not believe in a god. He is a naturalist. He hangs out with the people that says Jesus is a son of a temporary marriage. Does not believe in the virgin birth, which all Muslims, Sunnis, Shias, even ex-Shians, Sajida's religion, they also affirm. So he has left Islam if you deny this tenet. Second of all, when it comes to the concept of Hadith, this is where me and Arius would disagree. Is that, and this is the problem, the thing that you have to use critical history. If we're going to go use Bart Ehrman and say, okay, the biography of this person, the biography of that person, obviously we believe in miracles, but we're talking about what these individuals believe. What was their salvation? What did they teach to their followers, right? If we use Bart Ehrman against Extian, right, that says, okay, Jesus, peace, blessing be upon him, was not God, did not like claim to be like a human sacrifice, XYZ, 1, 2, 3. If we claim these things, right, and we use it against other religions, why should we not hold the own standard for ourselves? So the dilemma is that Shias, the majority of them, and Sunni is the majority of them, they are very like, what's the polite word for saying this? Very like on their hadith. Like they're not willing to concede that there's a lot of corruption in their own corpus. And I'm saying this as somebody that's raised Sunni, reverted to Shia after being an atheist, right? There's a huge issue in the corpus in Sunni and Shia both. As I believe the sister was mentioning earlier, or maybe the brother, that the Hadith corpus for Sunni and Shia came hundreds of years after. The earliest manuscripts that we have for most authoritative Hadith, in the case of the Sunnis, is Bukhari, which he lived about 250 years after the Prophet. The earliest manuscript that we have of Bukhari is 150 years after Bukhari lived, so 400 years after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed away. And the case of the books of Kulaini, Al-Kafi, our most authoritative Hadith for Shia, it's about 400 years after the Prophet, peace be upon him. Which, to be fair, we have the Imams who are also infallible intermediary, but still, it's still a problem at the end of it. Over 100 years, at least. So this is the dilemma that Muslims have. The thing that Muslims need to do is they need to look at what agrees amongst both sects and what is the most earliest authoritative proof that we have, and have it subject to the Quran. And both sects, right, they want to hold their sect as, oh my gosh, our Hadith is perfect, the other sect is made up. But at the end of the day, if you look at critical history, these sects, they evolved and were very, very original, very new from literally after the time the Prophet passed away, if not right before. This is when these sects were formed, and you have to go and look at this from a critical historical method.
Okay,
and thank you for letting me speak.
So you're Shia now, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, yes, I reverted to Shia. I was raised Sunni Muslim, Orthodox Sunni, not this Wahhabi Salafi fucking bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, so you said both sides have issues with possible corruption on their story. So how do you reconcile the issues on the Shia side?
Yeah. So as I just mentioned, right? I think I mentioned it a couple times. Forgive me if I didn't elucidate this, in plain English. So you look at what is the earliest and what agrees.
I know, but
amongst
I'm not saying that.
sects.
What I'm saying is, so when you do that process, I'm assuming that there's gonna be some cases where you end up having to believe things that is not like classical Shia position, right?
Classical Shia position. Well, it depends, because in Shia Islam, there's very few things that we have that are pure ijma. For example, we have the concept of usul ad-din, which is our foundations of faith, which the vast majority of, we agree with the Sunnis, right? For example, we have Tawheed, the oneness of God. But we might differently, for example, if God is corporeal or not. We have
Tawheed,
the concept of
Tawheed,
prophets.
just to be clear, Tawheed doesn't mean that, by the way.
We can get into that. That's a non-sequitur, but we can get into that, right? So we have the concept of the oneness of God. We have the concept of prophethood, the concept of scriptures, the concept of the day of judgment, the concept of divine justice, etc., etc. But the difference that we have with Sunnis is that we have a concept also called imama, which the Sunnis affirm, but it's very secondary, if not tertiary to them, whereas we believe it's divine appointment. And we also have the concept that we disavow the people that oppress prophets and imams, right? Which Sunnis, with respect to them, they believe okay, everybody la-di-da. After the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed away, everybody was like kumbaya. There was no fitna. And those that did have disagreements, they're all holding hands in the afterlife, even though some of them unalived each other, right? So this is the difference between Sunni and Shia at the end of the day, in terms of, but the things that are salvific to us, the vast majority of them, we do agree. It's what happened after the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the people that we take the hadith from, i.e., in the case of the Shias, who do we reject?
That's like, yo, host, do I have your permission? Because he insulted me in the beginning, so I want to address what
Your
you said.
hairline's receding really badly, by the way. Your comb
Bro, I look way better than you. I'll tell you that shit. So let me now address
Mr. 5'8", go ahead.
Why are you going to cut me off? Let me address what you said. What a fake laugh you have. No, bring him up, bro. Let me address what he said, bro.
Go ahead.
All right. Bro, you're going to call me a non-Shia, and now you're taking what my methodological group takes as an axiom for knowledge. Now you're speaking about critical history. No, don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt you. Stay quiet. Have some self-control. Good boy. So now you're going to take what what we brought was critical historical method, and now you're trying to vouch that shit when you believed in all the hadiths and all the whatever you believed. Bro, you literally believe in miracles. You believe a snake became a stick. A stick became a snake. How am I supposed to argue with such a person?
Amen.
Bro,
Amen.
no,
And it's
no
and Moses, peace be upon him, is my intercessor. Peace be upon him. Yes, inshallah.
Hold on. Let me, because what I'm hearing from both of you now, this is kind of working against you, Dawaz. You just said that as long as it doesn't go against the core tenets, that you can pretty much believe whatever you want.
Yeah, that's a miracle of a prophet in the Quran, which is
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
So do you recognize the miracle he's talking about, the serpent?
I know. But what I'm saying is, your
that's in the
statement.
Quran. That's in the Bible as well.
We know that. But your statement was that as long as you Shias and Sunnis believe on the same core tenets, that you said there's not much outside of that you would consider ijma, right?
No. Okay, so let me explain what ijma means. Ijma means consensus, right? Like total pure consensus, right? So Shias. Yeah. So just bear with me, right? I'm not trying to like mansplain it to you, but just like, give me a second, bro. Do you mind?
Go.
All right, appreciate it. So ijma, you have ijma within sects themselves, Shia and Sunni, right? Which make about like what, 98% of Muslims?
Ijma within sects.
Wait, what? Did I say it like SCXG? Did I say like SCXG? Come on. Chill out.
Ijma is not ijma at that point then.
Okay, brother, can I just finish though? Can I land my plane though, with all due respect? Like, I know it's your room, but just at least grant me the diligence to let me do my thing, right? So you have ijma within each sect, and you have ijma amongst the Muslimin. For example, Prophet Muhammad being the last prophet, right? And messenger, that there's no person that's going to come after him that's going to be a prophet or a book-bearing prophet, i.e. messenger after him. That is ijma amongst all Muslims. You have ijma amongst the Shias, ijma amongst the Sunnis. For example, ijma amongst the Sunnis is that there are 5 Khulafa Rashidun with Imam Hassan.
I got the concept. So now,
right.
Are we taking now, just to be clear before I ask another question, are you now saying basically ijma overall, right? Ijma,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's what he believes.
So the thing about the stick turning into a staff,
I disagree.
That's not even something that's ijma amongst Muslims. It's ijma amongst all the Abrahamic faiths.
Also, brother, you should just become Sunni then, because you believe in ijma so much. Just become Sunni.
Right.
There's more of them than us.
No. Wait. Let me say something.
Yeah, because how do you not become Sunni then if it's just everything's about ijma?
Yeah, so we have ijma and Shia. That's how we get our Usul-Din. We have Usul-Din just like Sunnis have Usul-Din.
I want to make something clear real quick. I don't believe that ijma is like above everything. I'm with Hamza on this. Ijma it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, but we don't have it the same degree as the Sunnis do, but in terms of Usul-Din, yes, we do have ijma. You can't deny it.
Let me just get to the core of Hamza's argument, because what you guys are saying about ijma, you're just saying, okay, it's ijma unless they're not a real Muslim, so I'm not going to count them, so it's just my ijma, that's just subjective. So Hamza, why do you get your interpretation of
it comes from rationality. It comes from your thinking brain to rationalize things. And when you want to study history, use the critical historical method. When you study biology, you use science. This is how we go by our. And this guy wants to call me non-Shia. Bro, you don't even have an argument. Bro, don't cut me off.
Go ahead, finish on your plane.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Even though you're basically a polytheist or an atheist.
Let me finish. In the beginning, you insulted me for no reason. You came on saying, bro, you believe sticks can become snakes. I don't even know how to argue with
Amen.
No, don't cut. I know I make you look dumb, but don't cut me off.
Praise be to God.
Amen. Yo.
But hold on. So is your belief basically just more, because you said you're a mysticist? What'd you say? How'd you say?
He's a naturalist. He's a mysticist and a naturalist.
But I do believe in naturalism as well. But not in totality. I do believe in a metaphysical universe as well.
So Abrahamic religions, they don't affirm naturalism. They affirm that God can use prophets to do divine intervention and have these crazy like the virgin birth, for example.
You said it, bro.
Sister, you're there, Sajida, or I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm a white boy. Sister, Sajida, forgive me. So you would agree with me, right? We have certain miracles that are like, oh my goodness,
crazy.
Like how did this happen? Correct?
Yeah, you guys are crazy. You believe in crazy miracles. I agree with you.
But I don't get, Hamza. So you're saying you don't believe in miracles?
This is like basically like an atheist kind of viewpoint.
So then why do you call yourself a Shia?
Let me ask you. You don't believe in miracles, Hamza? Go ahead.
I don't believe in effects without causes. So when you tell me something like a camel was birthed from a mountain, I see the probability rate for that. It's not impossible, but it's very improbable. So I don't believe in shit like that. I need evidence for that. This guy just believes it because some book tells him it. Fine, he can believe that. But the guy doesn't even have a rational argument as to why God exists.
So
he can't
are there any miracles or seeming miracles that you deny because of that? Because of your belief system?
There could be, but they're very improbable, so I doubt them.
Give me some examples of the most famous ones.
For
It's
example,
better
the
to
Virgin
ask him of a miracle he believes in. That's
Why
more of a
it's-
better question to ask. Like, which
Just
miracle in the
hold on.
Abrahamic religion that he
Just let him
affirms?
answer. Let him answer. Especially from the Muslim paradigm, I want to know.
Right. For example, like a camel being birthed from a mountain. Very improbable.
Okay.
And I have no evidence.
What's another
Okay, splitting the moon.
That did
You've
happen.
heard this one, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. It's very improbable. It could happen. I'm not saying it's impossible.
I take the interpretation
But
of striking the moon, like
Bro,
slicing it.
structure-
I don't believe it was split, separated into two halves, and it was smashed against each other. I don't take that interpretation.
Bro, you just
Darius
believe
might disagree, but I do believe that miracle happened. It was like sliced in a sense, not like literally split in half.
All right,
and
I
it
got it.
smoked
Okay,
like
I
a pizza.
understand. I understand. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, the last guy that just came up. I want to know.
Okay, can I just say one little thing though? I'm sorry, it was just one last little thing though. If you know, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, by the way. So, for example, we believe in the concept of Adam and Eve, right? All the Abrahamic religions, but we don't believe like, okay, Adam and Eve, a Shia specifically, we don't believe like, okay, Adam and Eve were here and their kids were marrying brother and sister. We believe, and like, there's nuance to it. We have a Hadith saying that God created pairs for the children of Adam and Eve, which they had many, and that their kids, i.e. the grandchildren of Adam and Eve, they married their cousins, which is like different than like Can I just land my plane, Hamza? Like, I didn't speak over you. So it's different from it's different from how the Jews or the ex-Christians would believe, and that how, for example, the siblings of Adam and Eve, they had kids with each other.
Yeah,
it's
I got
like
you.
yeah,
Okay.
because I would just be straight up.
What's your source for that, though? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so we have Hadith for that, or as we would say in Arabic, Hadith.
Shia.
Shia
Hadith.
Right. Yeah, some dude.
All right, no problem.
Told some dude told someone else that they trust that dude told someone else, and that's why.
Yeah, and you trust Plato, who like little boys, and that's your salvation.
All right, guys. All right, so I want to ask you, Ali, because you left Sunni Islam and you became Shia Islam. So that shows to me that you had some questions, and I'm assuming you didn't just jump into Shia without really.
Yeah, but that's not an attack on Sunniism, though.
No, that's
Sunnis...
fine. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to circle you back into the overall argument, which is what made you believe in Islam in the first place?
Yeah, so Islam, when it comes to what the salvific offering is, right? In Sunnis and Shias, it's very simple. You believe in God. You follow His word. You appreciate Him, and you live in His name, and that is your salvation. But in terms of how the message was achieved, Sunnis and Shias, after the time of Prophet Muhammad, there's a difference of opinion on how that was achieved, right?
Yeah.
So, again, no disrespect to the Sunni brothers. They, of course, they have their first three caliphs who, did the things by the sword, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. But at the end of the day, as Shias, we don't claim in those first three people. We believe that offensive jihad, that is something that's not done until the time of the second coming, when the Mahdi and after him the Messiah, Jesus, peace and blessings be upon them both, will come and actually institute that, because you need somebody perfect to deliver that offensive jihad. You cannot have some Tom, Dick, and Harry do it, because they cannot have that perfect justice. So that's a difference that Sunnis and Shias have. Now, there's a lot more nuance to it. I could take up your whole stage and give you a whole hour lecture.
What I'm asking is this, though. Because I understand Shia, Sunnis. I always get Muslims in general. They just like the fact that it's one God. God cannot be a man. Right? That makes sense to me.
Can I just make a caveat to that, though? Wahhabis, Salafis, who are the extremists of Sunnis, right? And we have extremists among Shias, too, and I can give you into details about that. Extremists, so-called Sunnis, they kind of do affirm that God has like a corporeal body. It's kind of like the God in Family Guy. He kind of walks around, it has a form to him. And by the way, Protestant ex-Christians and some Jews, they did believe in a physical God, just like the Wahhabis do.
Right.
But Orthodox Sunnis, they have the same view of God as us in terms of, like, he's not like a man. He is something beyond space, time, body, form, like basically a reality into himself. That
Yeah,
is
I
what
get
God
you.
is.
I get you. I get
So
you.
when
But
I
what
say
I'm saying
Sunnis,
is,
I was raised under Orthodox Sunnism. So when I say Sunnis and Shias mean the same thing, I'm talking about Orthodox Sunnis. Does that
right, I
make
get you.
sense?
I get you. But what I'm saying is, so like in my position, I don't believe either one of you, right? I don't believe Shias. I don't believe Sunnis. I don't believe Jews. I don't believe anybody. I'm just thinking to
You know,
myself,
you just believe in white girls. Don't lie, man.
white girls and God, right? Like why can't I just believe in God? Why do I have to add on to my belief that Muhammad was the last messenger and all these other things in the Quran, et
Well,
cetera, et
it
cetera?
depends on what salvation you're going to take, right? For example, if you believe in the Old Testament is the last book, right? And you believe smashing babies against rocks is like the preserved
No, what I'm saying is, why
religion.
would I take any book? I don't take any book.
Well,
I'm not a
that's
religious
what I'm
person.
saying, though, right? Is we say that there was a book that was revealed to the prophets before Muhammad, right? For example, the Old Testament, right? Specifically the Torah, but we don't believe that a woman she grabs another dude's nuts
No,
and then
but
slices her
Ali, I
hand
don't know if
off.
you're
Can
doing
I
it on
finish though,
purpose.
brother?
No,
Can I land my
Scary.
plane though?
Let me answer. Let me answer. Let me answer.
No, hold on. But I want to hear Ali's answer because
Yeah. Let me go sequential though.
Hold on, no, but you're not though, because I'm only asking Ali because he left Sunni Islam, so that means I do see that he had to use some sort of critical thinking. He's not just blindly following Islam, so that's why I'm asking him. So Ali, I'm not Jewish, I'm not Christian, so I don't know why you keep talking about the Old Testament. I think it's
can I land my
all
plane though?
no, because I just want to know what was
My
impressive
argument also
about Islam.
applies with Sunnis. Sunnis can also use this argument.
No, brother, but I don't want to know what's bad about Judaism. I want to know what was good about
Yes,
Islam.
but the point about Islam is that our dispute between Sunnis and Shias is about the successorship between after Prophet Muhammad. In terms of what Muslims believe, in terms of what Muslims, I've already explained to you.
Can I answer this?
Hold on,
I'm
Arian.
gonna
Hold
give
on,
Ali
Arian.
one
Just
more
one
time,
second.
but he's not tracking, so I'm gonna have to.
Okay, but listen,
persons.
host, you're not. Listen,
so Ali,
Scary,
again,
you're not
brother. Look,
understanding.
I just want to know why you believe in Islam, right? And what I'm getting at is
Islam over what?
over anything. So
Okay, so
for
what religion?
example,
So what options do we have, though? Let me ask you, what options do we have aside from Islam?
So you would have the option to just say, "Hey, I was born on the earth. There's probably a God, but I haven't spoken to him because he hasn't spoken to me."
Agnosticism. Okay,
right? And
What
then
else?
you have your pick of the litter of religions, right?
You have the
So
Dharmic religions and the Abrahamic religions,
right.
pretty
So
much,
what I'm
right?
saying is, for me, I don't believe in any of you guys because you guys all have all these made up stories. It sounds like it's a bunch of superheroes fighting
Okay,
each
sir,
other.
we have 46 people on stage, right?
So
You and
now-
I are 2 out of the 46 people here.
Right, I get
I'm
that.
asking in terms of everybody else here. Can I just finish land my plane though, please, if you don't mind?
I don't want to hear about the Jews' Old Testament though, because I could.
Okay, it's gonna take me 30 seconds, brother. Can I just land my plane if you don't mind?
If it's gonna be about that, then no. If it's gonna be about that, then no.
Well, sir, with all due respect, you're not like giving me justice to my argument because there's sequentiality to it, and you have to be a gentleman and allow me to speak on that.
So what it sounds like what you're gonna say is that you believe.
So
So what it sounds like what you're gonna say is that you believe in Islam because obviously Judaism is false. That's kind of where you're going then.
Not necessarily that. There is absolute truth in Judaism, as there is in Christianity. But the truth, in terms of its core tenets, for example, and please don't interrupt me, I'm going to be under 30 seconds. We don't believe that a God, an all-merciful, all-powerful, all-just God is
Okay, so that's irrelevant to me. So
now you're just
so what you're saying is that my fairy tale is better than your fairy tale. Okay, I got you. All right.
Okay, let's explain fairy tale, right? Is it fair for a God to tell people to smash babies against rocks? Or to go and say one race is better than the other. The Israelites are better than the Gentiles.
So your fairy tale says you can have sex with babies. So why would I pick that?
No, the opposite. I'm saying that no, you shouldn't smash babies against rocks.
But it says you can.
Can I just answer? Can I answer it?
We're by chapter book verse.
Me as a
chapter
person,
book verse.
65-4. So
65-4 is about what's
Can I answer? Can I answer, Scary?
Hold on. What?
Can I answer? Like why?
That's about temporary marriage, by the way, not about babies. That's a Sunni argument.
No. What I want to hear from
it's a Shia argument too.
What I want to hear from Ali
scholars.
specifically is
that's in our tafsir. That's about what's
Ali. The reason why I was asking you not to necessarily bring up other religions is because, like I said, I don't believe in any of them, right? So I would have to pick one, not because the other one's worse, because I'm free from all of them to begin with. So I'm just saying, like,
because you're convinced with the one that you.
Is there anything about, like, for example, Muhammad's prophethood that I would say, wow, he predicted something that definitely comes from God?
Crickets.
Well, I want to answer, but
Sorry, I got a
hear
message
from Ali first. I want to hear from Ali
Yeah,
first.
yeah. So what was your question again about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? What did you say?
Yeah, did he prophesy anything that was impressive that I would say, wow, this guy's definitely a true prophet?
Well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for in terms of ethics? Are you looking in terms of an eschatological prophecy?
I
Are you
mean,
looking
divine,
into
something that I could prove is divine revelation. That's what I mean.
Well, first of all, I need to understand like where your moral compass is. Like what inspires you? Like everybody has their own cup of tea. For some people, they take their terms. They take things more in terms of ethics. For some people, they want something scientific. For some people, they're looking for something that's a future prophecy that's fulfilled today.
Yeah. So for
every
me,
person has their own flight.
So for me, it would be future prophecy. That would be something that would prove, not prove, but like it would give me. I could lean more towards understanding somehow a divine revelation. Yeah. So prophecy. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go, I'm good to speak now, right? So this is not something that was
like
present
you,
at the
no,
time.
there is a God we can't understand.
Sorry, you got your thing speaking.
Yeah, somebody did a super chat. Like, there is a God we can't understand.
Yeah. Anyways, so when it comes to, when it comes to Islam, right? Sunnis and Shias can both use this argument. We have a verse in the Quran that none of our classical scholars they can understand until it's fulfilled in the last 100 years. We have the verse about Pharaoh, who was the person that was obviously oppressing the children of Israel, right? And this is something all Abrahamic religions agree on, that there was a Pharaoh that lived as early as Moses' youth, up until the point when Moses was a middle-aged man in his 40s, when he saved the Israelites. So he ruled about 40 years. This man, if you look through critical history, was who? Ramses II. The Quran makes a prophecy saying that God has preserved his body as a sign for mankind. This is something that was not proven until the last 100 years. Now, before that, the scholars and Sunni and Shia were trying to understand, okay, what does this mean? How does this mean X, Y, Z? But you see this today that, yes, this is something that you can see in the museum. His body's preserved. If you look at critical history of the Egyptian pharaohs and before them the Egyptian kings, there's not a pharaoh that lived in a span of 40 plus years that ruled over Egypt. Ramses II was the only one. And if you look at the genealogy of the Israelites and the time that Moses was allegedly to have lived, which is the 13th to 15th century BCE, then yeah, that would have to be Ramses II. No other person came to that qualification of having lived that long in that time span.
Just
and
scrolling
had that a
streams,
body
have
that
a
was
good
identified
day.
and preserved to be, yes, this is the person we found in his tomb.
Awesome. Can I say something scary?
Yeah, go ahead.
And let me know if I'm wrong, right?
That helps your religion too, by the way, Sajida. But yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. So I don't need any help. But so there's a difference, I think, between like a prediction and a prophecy, right? So I think when we're asking like what prophecies did Muhammad fulfill, it's more like what was like said about him that he came and actually carried out, or I think that would hold more weight than the predictions, because like Nostradamus has predicted. Hold on, bro. I hate when people interrupt.
Okay, but he has something about after Muhammad, though.
I don't care. I'm still speaking. What is wrong with you?
Go ahead. Let her finish. Go ahead, Sajida. Go ahead.
Oh my God, so trash. Anyway, Nostradamus had predictions too. So did Baba Vanga from Russia. So do psychics. They're right 50% of the time. So that really doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
Yeah,
just being honest.
Let me read. So what I'm reading here is basically they're saying that some weaknesses in this argument is, first of all, many pharaohs' mummies are preserved. Two, scholars debate if Ramses II was the Exodus pharaoh. Three, the verse doesn't name him or predict mummy in a museum.
Yeah, so I already addressed all these things in the comments. Again, I'm not focusing on the comments. If people want to have the balls to come up and debate, they can do so. You're the host, so I don't know if there's a stage for them.
Yeah,
so
again, it's just looking like very generic.
Yeah,
right?
so I'm gonna repeat those three things you said, right? Number one, his name's not mentioned in the Quran. His name doesn't need to be mentioned. We just need to know by the timeline from the time Moses was a child to the time Moses was an adult. So they lived that significant lifespan.
Yeah, but
and
what we're
his
saying
body
is that
was
what
found.
we're saying is that so
Bro, you
basically
just
what
okay,
you're saying,
brother.
what
I'm
you're
gonna
saying,
drop, brother.
Ali,
I'm
I
gonna
could care
drop if
less.
you don't let me
Please,
speak.
please drop, dude. Like, go ahead. Matter of fact, I'll drop you. What you're saying is, and guys, yeah, like whoever doesn't know, welcome to hell. Nothing is fair here. I'm a dictator, and I don't let you speak. But for me, the way I do it is, you guys waffle, dude. I heard what you're saying. You're saying yes, the name wasn't given, but we can tell by the timeline. Blah 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 blah. That's irrelevant to me. What I see is that the Quran is the only real claim that the Quran is making. Then, if there's no name and there's no specifics, is just mummies get preserved. Who doesn't know that, dude?
I'd like to correct him. So he estimated the time between the 15th century BC to the 13th century BC, but we already know that the Jews were in the land from the 14th century BC. From the 15th century BC. That's why it doesn't align. So the Armana letters already mentioned the
Yeah,
Habiru.
but Nightmare. Why, like? Who cares if it like if the Quran is just saying mummies get preserved? Okay.
No, I mean his time frame. His
That's
time
what they
frame as
do.
a whole, which he used.
Huh?
No, I mean his time frame as a whole, like to say that the Ramses II was that exact leader is really wrong, because in the 15th century BC we know the Jews were there, were in the land of Israel, because you got the Armana letters from the time, which are historical artifact, by the way.
Yeah, I
already
don't
mentioned.
like I said, I don't, okay, now you guys are just arguing which pharaoh it was. That's again, that to me is irrelevant. I don't care which pharaoh it was.
No,
How
but
is
it's
Islam the true? It's extremely divided. Shia, Sunni, Quran only, Quran and Hadith, Shia Pro and Shia Pro Max, Quran plus scholars. It's madness.
Shia Pro Max, bro.
Thank you for the
Oh,
super
it's
chat, bro. Super chat. Yeah, guys, but like I said, to me it's silly. It's just the same thing as Muhammad saying, right now we got small buildings, in the future we're gonna have taller buildings. It's just a silly thing to say. Like, I don't think that's impressive. You know, like, oh, we're gonna preserve mummies. That's what mummies are for, dude. What do you think a mummy's for? Why do they do that to mummies? It's to preserve them. What's up, Zane?
What's up? Salam alaikum, Hamza Arias. Okay, because you're not taking any of the prophecies we give you, can you bring us one from the Bible?
Yes, I can actually. And just so you know, Zane, I'm not a Christian, right? So I don't even believe in
What?
anything.
You're not?
No, but I
Bro,
will
I'm
show
so
you.
bamboozled.
What are you?
I'm just not a religious person. I do believe in God, but I'm not religious. I don't hold to religions.
You guys aren't very good listeners. How many times did he tell you, like, he's agnostic?
He did not say that. He did
He
not
said
say
that
that.
so many times.
I
How many
think
times did he said, I don't believe in your fairy tales?
Yeah, Sajida, I'm gonna be real. I think the only reason people come up is because they think, oh, he's a Christian.
Anyways, he pointed to the Bible earlier. It's not like he gave us on
so I'm gonna give you an example, right? So here, matter of fact, let me pull up the whole chapter so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This would be impressive to me if I saw something like this, like in Quran chapter. I mean, in Quran.
So if he did smoke something before the live, it wouldn't be forbidden for him.
Look here, let me read this verse. So here, 70 weeks. So 70 weeks are decreed for your people and for your holy city. Then transgression will stop and sin will end. Guilt will be expiated. Everlasting justice will be introduced. Vision and prophecy ratified. The Holy of Holies will be anointed. Know and understand that from the utterance of the word that Jerusalem was to be rebuilt until there is an anointed ruler, that shall be 7 weeks. So it's giving you a specific starting time and then a specific length of time to when this verse is going to be fulfilled. And then it says, in the course of the 62 weeks, it shall be rebuilt with squares and trenches in the time of affliction. After the 62 weeks, an anointed one shall be cut down with no one to help him. This is talking about Jesus. And the people of the leader will come, and they shall destroy the sanctuary. This is literally what happened after Jesus. His end shall come in a flood until the end of the war which is decreed. There will be desolation for 1 week. He shall make a firm covenant with many. He shall abolish sacrifice and offering, which is literally what Jesus did. In their place shall be the desolating abomination until the ruin that is decreed and poured out upon the desolator. This is a prophecy.
Hamza, you're muted.
Yo, what's up, Hamza?
Hamza, you're muted.
Yo, 1 second, clarifying question, so I understand. His end shall come with a flood?
His end shall come in a flood. I don't know. This is translated. I don't know if this is translated like what it means, because this is not. When I read this,
it's translated. So what am I supposed to do with that?
I don't have any issues with it. Like, even if I say this part wasn't fulfilled for whatever reason, the rest of it is still very specific, right? Like,
If it isn't fulfilled, then it's not a prophecy because it's being specific.
yeah,
a prophecy is
Do
something.
you want us to like pull up the Hebrew or something? So like, I don't get what you're trying
Hey
to say.
man, whatever you want, because that part doesn't make sense to me.
It says his end shall come in a flood. So what do you think that means?
What does that mean?
What does that mean to you?
Yo, I take it as a flood, like water, right? So I don't know what that means. You tell me. If you're gonna take it metaphorically.
Remember,
if you're
brother,
gonna take it.
just remember the reason why I brought this up. I'm not bringing this up to say I'm a Christian, right? I'm saying this is an example of a prophecy.
But it's not, because the prophecy isn't fulfilled there. A prophecy.
Wait, I would like to interject before you continue with the nonsense.
Hamza, you're not tracking what I'm saying. I'm saying
I'm
this is an
tracking
example.
100%.
Even if,
You
like, for
said it
example, look, I'm
yourself.
gonna tell you something. Look, Jews believe in this prophecy, but they also say it wasn't fulfilled yet. Christians say it was fulfilled by Jesus, right? But what I'm trying to explain to you is not, I don't care about whether it was fulfilled or not. I'm saying the prophecy is very specific. It's giving you a timeline of when this prophecy is going to start.
But there's a reason why. There's a reason why it's specific.
Because it's a
so
prophecy.
everything in it would have to be fulfilled.
Right. So meaning though, right. So my point though is that even if this is a failed prophecy, I say credit to them for making something so specific, because it makes it easily falsifiable. On the contrast, if you say mummies are preserved, that's not easily falsifiable. That's a very vague statement.
So it was fulfilled. Hold on. I'd like to speak. Thank you. Don't all manifest at the same time.
I want to respond as well.
That's cool.
Let's just speak real quick. Go ahead.
So, in the Bible, we see that, armies, judgment, invasions, they're like often compared to like overflowing rivers or waters. Like in the book of Isaiah, it compares the Assyrians to like the Assyrian army to flooding water. In book of Jeremiah, it uses flood imagery for invading militaries and armies. So in Daniel 9, what's happening is Jerusalem's destruction by the Romans, right? So this devastating flood that they're talking about is talking about this Roman military, what was going on around Yeshua's time and when he was.
But now your prophecy.
down his life.
Guys, we're getting off the topic again. I'm not trying to argue that this prophecy was fulfilled, Hamza. I'm giving you an example of the level of specificity that I would like to see. That's what I'm asking about.
But man, look, like I don't even believe prophets. I don't give that definition of prophets that they have to prophesy.
Okay, but you see what I'm saying now, Hamza? So now what you're saying is that. So then think about what you're saying. Look, my train of thought has always been, right? A prophet only has that title because he brings prophecies.
Man, maybe your train of thought's not on the right track. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? It's literally the same word. Prophet, prophecy, prophet. It's the same. It's literally the same root.
It's someone that delivers a message.
No,
it's
that's
someone
a messenger.
No, bro, it's someone that has divine selection. He's divinely selected. This is what a prophet
is.
is.
If somebody brings a message from God, then I could just say he's a messenger appointed by God. If somebody brings a prophet, so what? Okay, let me ask you this, Hamza.
Because look, let me show you.
What's the word that you would use for somebody who brings a prophecy?
I can't find any. So what am I supposed to do? Yours failed.
Hold on. So it's just not a prophet. That's not what it is.
Hold on. That word
failed, and now yours fails. So what am I supposed to do? You guys gave me nothing at the end of the day. It's all. What am I supposed to do?
This is just obvious, right? Like even the Jews, they categorize their books differently by saying, we got the Torah, then we got the prophets, Then we
It
got
wasn't
the
fulfilled.
this. Then we got the
The writings.
the hymns,
What prophecy?
the songs,
Okay, fine,
right?
fine.
Yeah.
I'll believe in the prophet. Now give me a prophecy that was fulfilled.
No.
You didn't
Again,
provide
Hamza,
one.
you're making this about.
You know what I mean?
This is why I'm not religious, because I don't believe in none of you guys. I'm saying you're all lying, right? But again,
Not me.
if you want me to believe in the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad, right? But yeah, I don't see anything that he prophesied. I don't see it.
No, but wait. Let me make something clear. Hamza's definition of prophethood isn't the conventional understanding of what
Of course it's
prophethood
not. It's not. It never is. I'm always trying to figure out what was Adam's prophecy? What was Abraham's prophecy? Why do you guys call everyone a prophet?
If they even
Adam,
exist.
wait. Adam is not a prophet. He's never called a prophet.
Of course he's
in the
not.
Quran.
Exactly. No,
He's not.
Oh, I don't know. I've always heard them call him prophets.
He's not a prophet. He is never once, not a single
Hamza,
verse
is
in
Adam
the
a
Quran.
prophet to you?
Of course he is.
See?
By my definition. Of course he is. I don't know what this guy's saying.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get. I honestly think just like Messiah, right? Just like Messiah, they took these words from the Jews, but they didn't understand the meaning.
But you guys can't back up the meaning is the problem. You guys
Like,
talk
for
about
example,
prophecy.
Like Hamza, what's a Messiah?
A Messiah is going to be someone that comes back to like save the world. I guess it's a conventional meaning. Or but the Jewish, hold on, the Jewish term is someone that's anointed, Messiah. He's put oil on. So someone that's
Mashiach, not Messiah. Mashiach, and what we believe in.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Jesus Christ was called the Messiah before he came back.
By who? Like, what? I don't even know. Like, what does that even mean?
By the Quran. The Quran calls
Okay,
him
that's
the
fine.
Messiah.
Yeah, that's what the stories of. That's what the stories.
Do you know?
Of the
Do you know what the Quran means when it calls him the Messiah?
1 second. That's what the
It
story
doesn't
of the
mean
Christian.
anything. When I look at the context of Messiah in the Quran, it doesn't mean anything. It literally doesn't mean anything.
I take the linguistic meaning of the word Messiah. I would say that almost every prophet is a Messiah.
You see?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So now Messiah basically doesn't mean anything. You see? That's why it doesn't make sense. Your whole narrative doesn't make sense. The Jews wouldn't have understood it that way.
Hey, man. It's not like Jesus Christ is going to come down on a cloud like 1,000 years from today,
so
bro.
Messiah is out the window. Prophet is out the window. This is how I know.
No.
I
didn't.
The funny thing, this is why I especially don't believe in Islam. Like, I don't believe in Judaism or Christianity, but the fact that you guys misrepresent Judaism and Christianity so bad,
It's because
it proves to me even more why
Islam.
it's like the worst possible one.
Wait. It's because Islam. Wait. Is because Islam does not need the Bible or the Torah or the Injil to be true. It does not need them.
It does though.
No, it doesn't.
This is delusional.
Then why does it mention all the prophets, Jesus?
Because it's coming. Yeah. It's coming to a society where those people were like people knew about them.
No, it's
Exactly.
doing that. It's doing that too. It's
But
doing
they're
that
not.
to borrow.
Yeah,
No,
it's
what it's doing is
okay.
it's
Yeah.
borrowing-
Wait.
it's
Even if it is doing
borrowing-
it to borrow.
it's borrowing the credibility, right?
Yeah, there's no problem with that. There's no problem with that.
To make itself seem legitimate, but it's not.
No, wait. There's no problem with
guys,
that.
wait, Juan. I think we're raising his cortisol. We just gotta.
No. But if you want to galvanize your society, and these are the folk tales that they tell, bro, no problem. Believe whatever you want to believe, but stop touching my shit.
Anyways,
Don't touch her. You know what I mean?
Exactly what they did.
That's what's good.
The only prophets we can prove.
So now let's do this. So now that takes me to my next point that I wanted to ask you guys. What does Tawheed mean literally? In the literal
I can't
sense?
tell you. Well, that's a secret, bro. I can't tell you that shit.
Tell me what it means, Hamza. Tell me what it means, because I'm gonna put it on the screen right now.
Oh,
Because what you just said is you want to take from everyone and put it all together to galvanize your society, right? That's what Tawheed means. That's literally what Tawheed means. Because Tawheed means unify. It means to unify. It means unification. So when they say that, oh, Tawheed just means the oneness of God, no, it means taking all the gods and unifying them into one. That's what it means.
What?
Yep.
When has the Quran ever done this?
Look, I'll show you right now. Look, the literal definition of Tawheed.
I know it means to unify, but it's because the
Right.
Qurayshis thought that
Why would it be calling it that? What unify what? What are they unifying?
because
Use
the
ChatGPT. Why do
pagans
you
of
use Grok?
Quraysh because the
Huh?
pagans of Quraysh thought that every attribute of God was a different God.
Correct. So they took all the gods and they made them into one.
No, they were false gods. They didn't exist. It was just
Here,
a
look.
rock, a pretty rock.
Look.
Yo, you see, Arius, why our position rocks your position, bro?
No.
Do you see why?
No.
So it's interesting because when you guys talk about Tawhid to Christians, you make it sound like, oh no, this is just talking about the oneness of God. And no, it's not. It says right here, Tawhid literally means to unite, to make one.
Yeah, it's because
right?
the pagans of Quraysh thought that every attribute of God was
so
like a
isn't
separate
that
God.
interesting then that why Muhammad, he does this with everything. He takes from the Torah, he takes from the gospel, he takes from the Talmud, he takes from the Midrash, he takes from the legends of the Syriac Alexander. He takes your God, that God, all the gods, and he puts them all together.
Gospels.
Nah, dude, I got two agnostics tag teaming me, bro.
That is very different from what you guys make it sound, which is, oh no, this just means that God is one. No, it doesn't. This is the process of making God one. That's what it's describing.
You know,
it's even in the Quran.
You know, Echad.
Echad, yeah. What does Echad mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, Echad means one up.
One up.
No.
Exactly.
Ahadun means that. Ahad means that it is just one. Because he does not have an equal.
That's why.
Yeah, Habibi, I'm gonna take what how the Imam explains the word Ahad. I'm not gonna take what the linguistic.
But Wahad is one. The number one is Wahad, not Ahad.
And God is called Wahid in the Quran as well. He's called Wahid and Ahad.
You just lie though.
Huh?
Let's just see.
What?
Okay, it does say Ahad means one, so we'll leave that.
Yeah.
But let me show you the verse in the Quran that I'm talking about Tawheed. Hold on.
It's based off the word Echad though, and Echad means unify.
Yeah, Arabic, Habibi, Arabic. It may be a Semitic language, but it's not the same meaning as the word Ahad from like the Hebrew language.
Echad, that's how we say it. Ahad. Yeah. Echad is one basically, and Echad is like Wahad.
That's
not
interesting
Ahad.
because you guys always are like, well, in Aramaic they said Allah, and in Arabic they said Allah. So you see, it's the same God.
Yeah, Quran 38.
No, so like the way they argue the Islamic dilemma is like dog water. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I just want to talk about this Tawheed thing for a second because to me it's interesting. Look at Quran 38:5. Look what it says. So first he's describing Muhammad. Oh, why doesn't it let me scroll?
Jamal, do you have that verse that I was asking for you?
Do they still want Tawheed? Is it still a goal?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Do they still
Bro,
want
I need
Tawheed?
that verse.
Do they will? What does he say? Do they still want Tawheed? What does that mean, boss? I don't understand that question.
I want Tawheed. I have no issue with it.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that.
What the fit guy is crying to you in the comments, bro.
Look, all right, here. So look at this verse, how it says. So, Sa'ad by the Quran containing reminder, but those who disbelieve are in pride and dissension. How many a generation have we destroyed before them? And then they call out, but it was not a time for escape. And they wondered that there has come to them a warner, the Prophet Muhammad, from among themselves, and the disbelievers say, this is a magician and a liar. Has he made the gods one? Indeed, this is a curious thing.
Okay. What's the argument?
Yeah, so this is Tawheed. The Tawheed is not describing the oneness of God. It's describing the making of God's one.
It wasn't a process.
No, but let me just talk to Arius.
God has always been one, but then you got like a bunch of restarted.
But they don't know that, and he doesn't care if they believe it or not. He just wants them to unite as a people.
That's my point. That's my point. So if he was strictly monotheist, he would just say, your gods don't exist. That's what he would say. But what he's saying is, all your gods are contained within my God. That's what he's saying. That's a humongously different statement.
Cool, man. Just don't unalive people. That's all he cares about. He cares about morality and how to live with each other.
No. This is.
Wait, Hamza. Hamza, you a Muslim? You're a Muslim, Hamza?
Yeah, I am.
He's like a mystical Muslim. He's not like
He's a fake Muslim. Let's
I
just call it
see.
for what it is.
A fake Muslim.
I
Yeah, bro,
see.
you don't affirm
Yeah,
anything
lukewarm
in
Muslim.
Islam.
I'm the realest Muslim you'll ever meet in your life. I'm the one that makes the most radical
Brother, you deny the Quran, you deny the narrative, you deny Allah, you
Sister,
deny
don't worry
Islam, you
about it.
deny Muhammad. I mean,
Hold on, Hamza. So you admit?
you could be whatever you want to be. You're just not a Muslim.
Sister, you became a Christian, so don't tell me about denial. I don't know what you're on about. Go ahead.
I don't deny who I am. You are affirming a book that you can't stand. You can't stand it so hard that you're an atheist pretending to still be a Muslim. Brother, you're the confused one. I'm not worried about where I'm
Do
at.
you know what? Okay, but I believe in God.
Yeah,
Does
you're
that
an
make me
atheist. That's what you are. Done.
Hold on. I believe in
Why
God.
are you guys fighting? Hold on, be nice. What's wrong?
No, I mean, it's ridiculous. He was even attacking his own.
I know you hate my position. I get
Shia
it.
brothers. I mean, you're not a Muslim.
Hold on. You called me an atheist, but I believe in God. Isn't that a contradiction?
Hold on. You're not a Muslim either. Why are you getting mad at him for being a Muslim, for not being a Muslim?
I don't know why she's so mad.
No, he got mad at me for saying that he's not a real Muslim. He's not.
How do you know? What is a real Muslim? Like, what is
You
the
don't
concept
believe
of
any of Muhammad's miracles.
So what? That makes me not a Muslim?
Yes.
Bro, you have no idea what you're saying right now. You have no idea.
Oh my God.
It's not necessary. You'd have to now give me
Bro,
an
can a
argument.
Muslim speak up? Because I know
One
I might
second.
be an ex-Muslim, but isn't that one of the pillars of
second.
faith to believe in one of Muhammad's miracles?
Even Muslims, you have to give me now a necessary argument that provides me that I have to believe in miracles to believe in the Prophet
Okay,
Muhammad.
you're agnostic.
Isn't that the five
You're an
pillars?
agnostic Muslim. There you go,
You don't even
magnostic.
know what an agnostic. I believe in God. What's wrong with you?
You're a
using the wrong
magnostic.
terms.
You're an agnostic Muslim. There
You're
you go.
using the wrong terms to explain your ideas. I'm not agnostic. I believe in God.
Agnostics believe in God. What are you talking about?
In Sajda, you don't follow the Torah. So anyone else, does the word Tawheed derive from the word Wahada?
That's not what an agnostic.
It does. What does Wahada mean? What does Wahada mean?
The misogynist is here. Scary. Do you
No,
know
no, 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 no,
Sabir?
no, no. Don't pull up anything. I'm asking you the question.
Oh, here we go. And the puffing out of his chest has started.
This is your dad.
Sabrina.
That's it. Oh my God, bro! This guy.
Look at you. You're mad because look at him. The host wants to run now. The host wants to run.
Insufferable.
I know
Oh,
he
thank
is, bro.
you.
He does it all the time, dude. Like with everybody else.
He said he's your daddy. Like,
everybody
ew.
knows, dude. Everybody knows, right? That I'm pulling stuff up as I go. I don't know everything, and nobody has a problem. Like if I'm wrong about something, he asked me if it means wahada. I said yes. And then he said, "What does wahada mean?" I say, "Okay, let me pull it up." And he's like, "No, don't pull it up.
It means."
I'm
and
asking
it's
you,
not wahad.
what difference does it make who it comes from, dude? Like, what are you getting at? You don't wanna know the truth. Yeah, wahada
And scary.
means.
It's not wahad, right? He's an Arab wannabe. It's wahid. Wahid, you mitnaka. It's wahid. You Sabrina. It's wahid.
Yeah.
It goes like so basically wahad is the first number. It's one. Basically they took it, but the one is like basically they took it from the Torah because we call it Hashem.
Look, wahada means to assert unity. No problem. It's to assert unity.
But you guys don't understand what the esoteric meaning of it is. That's the problem.
Hamza, can I ask you a question? So you believe that Muhammad took 365 idols and combined them into one Allah?
Yep.
Hey man, if that's the case, that's fine with me, no problem.
So your God is an accumulation of idols?
Habibi, no problem. I have no problem with that.
You don't have no problem with the God that you get your theology and reasoning from to be 365 created stone figures that were smashed into one accumulated thing. Allah.
What's the difference with that and the three that become one?
Hold on, guys. I think the guy who asked the question earlier with the super chat, he meant to say, do you guys want to unify all religions into one people?
Nope.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Why not? Let's just be happy and live amongst each other.
Because I don't want to be marrying children. Like that's child marriage.
I don't want to be a
comes with
right-hand
Islam.
possession.
Yeah, why would we all unite under the banner of Islam? That's a good question, actually.
You don't have to let's under the banner of Christianity. I don't care. Let's just not like touch each other's shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with that, man?
Facts. That's what I
Because
mean,
Muslims
bro.
don't know how to
So
do that.
Sashida, does
Muslims don't know
Numbers
how to
31,
respect
does number 31 18
Oh
barriers.
talk about
my
children?
God, Sabrina,
Does
stop
Numbers
addressing me.
31,
I don't
18
talk to
talk about children?
misogynistic pigs on the internet.
But what was I forgot this guy's name? What's his other account's name, Sajid? I forgot what it was.
Sabir, but we call him Sabrina.
Are you talking about your ex?
It was Sabid? It wasn't Sabid. I don't know him by that. I know him by. I totally forgot. But he's always doing this. I don't know. It's like he doesn't want to have.
Talk about the man that you fornicated with.
He doesn't want. Okay, now he's getting dropped for that. He does this every time, bro. He's so like, and that's real feminine energy for those who don't recognize it. That's real feminine.
Toxic feminine. Toxic.
When you're like a man and you're like controlled and secure in your position, you don't talk like that, dude.
Exactly.
Especially when nobody's even doing it to you. I can understand if everybody was attacking you, but if you're just gonna come up and like act like that, dude, what's wrong with you, bro? Go find peace.
Like, who gatekeeps the internet? That's what he just tried to do. He tried to gatekeep you using a public resource to find truth.
No, don't look it up. No, don't look it up. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, dude?
I just want to learn. What the heck?
And the thing about it is that, like, he's done this with me now, like, at least 10 times, bro, where he comes up and he just does the same crash out, and I drop him, and he comes up the next day. He's done this, like, over and over. I don't get it.
Like, I've never really seen anybody in 2026 try to gatekeep the internet. That's crazy.
Yeah, more beautiful. Look, he says the host ran to Google and AI. Yes, dude, because I don't speak Arabic. So is it what's wrong with Googling it? You're just trying to prove that I don't know it offhand. I'll just tell you that right now. I don't know it offhand. What's the difference?
And that's crazy. I hope you burn for bearing false witness against me, Sabrina.
Another thing that's typical to Islam. They always want to curse people to hell.
Not all of
That's why I say that. They say, may Allah curse you. May Allah burn you.
Look, and he goes,
all the time.
another clip. Can you tell me where these clips are? Can you tag me when you do these clips? Because I would love to see them. I guarantee you got like 3 people watching you, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Another clip.
I just want you to get the misconception that all Muslims are like what you've experienced, bro. Because it's like a probability rate, right? You've experienced very bad Muslims, and they always like banish you to hell. But man, like you met me, you know what I mean? And I never said some shit like that. There are good Muslims too, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not a Muslim to me. You guys are not Muslims. So
man, then call me potato. I don't care what you call me. You know what I mean? Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think it's time that everybody can say, look, I want to believe in one God, but I don't have to believe in the Quran for that. Like, the Quran is completely unnecessary for that.
Same as the Bible and the Torah. It doesn't matter. It's your
I have no disagreement there. So, but I mean, Christians. The only reason I stick to Christians' side is because they're at least peaceful people. They wouldn't unalive you for not believing in something.
Well, I don't know if you've seen some terrorist Christian groups. I don't know if you've met them.
I can't find what their connection is to Jesus. Like, what did Jesus do that would give them that example?
Oh, when he says, take out the sword and split my enemies if they disagree with me.
Please show me that verse. Please show me that verse.
Okay, give me a second.
I know what verse it is.
Hamza, let's
oh, you know the verse. Okay.
Yeah,
look.
Let's pull that
up. When he calls Gentiles dogs, that's some racist stuff.
That's not what he's saying.
No, I would never call you a dog.
You don't know what he's talking about there. You don't know what he's talking about there. God always refers to certain nations by the animals that represent them. That's normal.
I would never refer to your nation as a dog. I'll tell you that.
But God does that. God says that Greece is like a goat. And what are all the other animals you guys have?
Let the crumbs fall for the dogs.
Judah is a lion.
A lion, yeah.
There's always an animal for a country. It's not a big deal.
A dog is greater than a lion is greater than a dog. I'll tell you that shit.
Yeah. But let's go to the verse that you're talking about with the sword. Can you pull it up?
Do you know Rambam? Do you know of him, Scary?
Yeah, I've heard
of
him.
Yeah, he said to teach the Christians Torah is a good thing because they believe in the Tanakh, yeah? So to have them to adhere to the laws is a good thing. But don't teach the Muslims Torah because they're incapable of understanding. And they prove this they prove Rambam right every day.
Yeah, hold on, Ahus, whatever your name is. I do this to you every day, dude. I let you up, and then you wild out, and then now you're on timeout till tomorrow, dude. You can try again tomorrow.
Bro, this fit guy is just talking from the comment and suddenly came up, bro. He said like I won't come up and talk to Scary because he's like so,
Yeah,
what did
no,
you say?
they
Fit,
love
how
me,
did you call
bro.
him?
They love me. They love me, bro. That's what it is. They boycott me, and then they come up anyway, and then they boycott me, and they come. I know they love me, guys. Just say you love me, bro.
You know, I suggested actually like all the so-called boycotters. You know, I told them, how about you boycott some oxygen? You know, so you know people use oxygen all over the world. You know, so
Matthew chapter 10, starting at verse 32.
Okay, now I want you to realize, right, why you said starting at. You know why you did that, right?
You can go further if you want. I have no problem with the context.
Have you ever?
You had a problem with the Quran. You had a problem with the Quran, but
have you read the
I have read
context?
I have read the context.
So is Jesus giving a literal story of something that's actually happening?
No, but he means it. He knows what he's saying.
You see?
Oh, you know,
you guys sound.
Yo,
Jesus sound. Look, let's read it. Look, so everybody can read it. Look, let's just read. Look, this is how Muslims run in this argument. Look, this is how they do it. Look, you see this verse? This is how they do it. Like they go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. Oh no, this is not even the right verse. You said 10:32?
Or 34, something like that.
Come on, brother.
Where is
the
it?
right one? Making me look bad here.
Yeah, 34, 34, sorry.
10:34? Okay, this is how they run the argument. Look. No, this is not it, brother. This is not it. It's the one that says bring my enemies and slay him in front of me. That's the one you're talking about.
Yo, he says, do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace.
That's not the one you guys use. That's not the one you guys use.
That's the one.
It's not. That's not a good one. I'll show you the good one. I'm gonna show you the good one. You quoted it earlier. You said bring my enemies. You said the one bring my enemies so I can slay them.
And I will slay them in front of me.
Yes,
is the one you're talking
pull that one up. Yes, pull that one up.
I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about this one
now. This one's even less. This one's even less good than that one.
Yo, bring
it's not even good.
Oh, it's literal. He literally means it.
No, he doesn't, dude. So then when did Jesus do that?
Well, he didn't have time, unfortunately.
He didn't have time. Okay.
Yeah, they got to him. They got to him too quick,
Look,
brother.
Let's read the whole thing. Look, 10:34. But can you find the other one in the meantime? Because the other one's actually more interesting.
This is the one I'm referring to.
It's really not. It's really not. But let's read it. Because you quoted the other one. You said bring them and slay them in front of me, and then you changed your mind on it because you knew it was a parable.
That's my bad. I meant this one. The other one's good too, by the way. The other one's good too. Come slay them before, bro. This guy's like, G. What do you want about?
Here, look. So here, everyone who acknowledges me before others, I will acknowledge before my heavenly Father. But whoever denies me before others, I will deny before my heavenly Father. Do not think I have come to bring peace upon the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but the sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against him, whatever, one's enemy in his household, right? Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever loves a son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take up his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. This is what Jesus Christ is talking about.
My favorite line in the whole Bible.
It's talking about the fact that you have to, if your parents are getting in the way of you taking up your cross, then you have to leave them behind. That's what he's talking about.
Hey man, he says pick up.
And then the truth also brings strife. So he's talking to a people who he's bringing to the truth that in their household, a father and mother or a father and daughter would turn against each other. Whoever would accept Jesus, their families would turn against them. We see this happening with Muslims all the time.
And if
Muslims
you don't
leave their religion 100%. To come to the feet of Christ, and they lose everything, sometimes even their life.
And if you don't come forward, pick up your cross. Pick up your sword against them.
No, he didn't say that.
He doesn't say that.
He said, pick up your cross.
He says, anyone that goes against me, I'm going to pick up the sword.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't say that. He just read it to you.
He never said that.
He says, but he says, whoever disowns.
Do not suppose that I've come to bring. And actually, if we're being consistent, when Peter picked up his sword, Jesus literally told him to get behind him. Satan.
Because there were more. Yeah, there were more Romans than him. Jesus
Listen,
was
you
smart.
got to take your Islamic lenses off when
He
reading the
literally
Bible.
said no, and then he said no, because then he followed it up by saying, "Whoever lives by the sword will die by the sword." So he was rebuking the action.
And he knew that.
No, he was rebuking violence. He wasn't talking, "Oh, we're outnumbered." No, that's Muhammad who acts like that.
Man, come
so
on,
look,
man.
let's pull up the other one that you probably like to talk about.
So why did he station people to guard him in front of him then when he was praying?
Because it wasn't time. Yeah, because it wasn't time. It wasn't time.
Oh, so if he was being guarded, if someone were to come on,
man.
Yeah,
that's defensive. Look.
Oh, exactly. I'm not saying it's not defensive.
Look,
I agree with you.
This is the other one. Look. This is I think this is the one that you're talking about. Took charge.
I can find it.
Oh, right here. Here it is. Verse 27. So this is how they run the verse, right? They say pull this verse up, and then they say, now read it. Who's speaking? They say, who's speaking here? So it says, now as for those enemies of mine who did not want me as their king, bring them here and slay them in front of me, right? This is what they do. They tell you, oh, who's speaking here? This is Jesus. Wow, Jesus is violent. But when you read the thing, it's a parable.
Oh, okay. Let me give you not a parable.
While they were speaking, Jesus spoke to him, proceeded to tell us parable. So it's just a parable.
All right.
It's a literally
a
fairy tale.
Let me agree for the sake of argument. What does Jesus say about a woman who doesn't cover her head and comes to the church? What does he say you should do to her?
Jesus didn't say that.
Oh, who said it?
I think it was Paul, if I'm not mistaken.
What did he say? What did Paul say?
Hold on. Isn't Paul a representative?
Something about that she should have her head shaved if she does.
Yeah, that's right, brother. Isn't Paul a representative of Jesus' words?
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with the Christians saying that. What's wrong with that?
Okay, so we should shave their hair, right? That's not violent or anything towards, like, in your world.
It says if she does that. So the
then we should shave off their hairs.
Matter of fact, let's read it. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure I think it says.
Let's see if you're gonna bite the bullet on this one.
This doesn't mean literally like shaving the head. Like I don't even know. It literally means shame.
So what am I? You guys are just.
Let me speak. It means like being shamed, right? So like, if an uncovered head like is dishonored, that's what he's saying. Let me read the verse. It says, "For every woman who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head." So this is talking about like her being shamed for doing that. For that is one and the same as if her head were shaved.
Oh, wow.
It's not saying that she needs to get her head
Yeah,
shaved.
he's not even saying that. He's saying that it would be as shameful as having her head shaved.
Yo,
that's what he's saying.
So
at least,
Well,
one second, at least she actually get. One second, at least
she's
she actually.
disrespecting us anyway. She should be wearing.
Can I say something?
One second. She should be wearing hijab like the Muslims because she's disrespecting
No,
herself.
that's not what it says.
That's what Jesus is saying.
It's literally talking about while being in a church, praying or prophesying.
Right.
You guys wear to go to the bathroom.
Hamza.
You need to wear hijab in the church, don't you?
I do. Most
least she's
Christians
getting
veil when they go to church. What are you talking about?
And our Muslim women wear hijab everywhere, so you're almost.
Yeah, so it's not the same.
Well, you're almost.
Hamza, at least she's getting to keep her head. If it was in Islam, she wouldn't be keeping her head.
They shave her head off. They would shave her head off. Talk about her hair.
They're gonna shave her head off on that.
I don't know if you met these hoes or anything.
Clean off on that. Clean off her shoulders.
Crazy word.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, I mean, so today I haven't heard any good reason why I should be a Muslim. Muhammad didn't have any prophecies. Oh, I'm gonna let Al loose one last time so he could crash out.
Of course, yeah. Literally, you're talking about.
I'll laugh for a little bit while hearing. I forgot this guy's name though. I remember. I need to remember his name. But anyway, go ahead, crash out one last time, Al loose.
Well, you're talking about the guy who literally split the moon in half, bro. What are you talking about? You know, great prophecy.
Hey, man, I'm not Sunni, man. I don't believe that shit.
Alright, let me get him going. Come on, Sabrina. Yalla, we brought you up so that you can crash out one more time for us.
So she made a claim that she understands the Torah better than Muslims. So why does Deuteronomy 21? Why does Deuteronomy 21 apply to Numbers 31:18, Sajda? And Numbers 31:18 is talking about
Sabrina, you're gonna have to
girls.
substantiate that.
What is he saying?
So again, why is Numbers 31:18 talking about prepubescent girls?
You're gonna
and
have
why
to
does Deuteronomy
substantiate the
21
very
apply to
claim
Numbers?
that you made. You're
Can
gonna
you
have
answer my
to
question since you
substantiate
understand the
that.
Torah better than Muslims?
You're gonna have to
Can you answer the
substantiate that.
question? Since you
You're
understand the
going to
Torah
have
better
to
than Muslims.
I don't even
substantiate
know
that.
what he said. What is he? What about Deuteronomy applies
So
to that?
again,
What is he saying?
since she made the claim and said that Muslims should not read
Yeah,
the.
Khuz, just explain.
So why you muting me?
Bro, I was just reading
explain what you
Rambam.
mean.
Why are you so butthurt?
Okay. So again, so since you understand the Torah better than Muslims,
Okay,
why
I
does
don't.
Deuteronomy 21 apply to Numbers 31?
I don't. So just tell me what you mean.
I'm asking her.
I know, but you're talking to me now. So now.
But I'm asking her.
I don't care who you're talking to, though.
Okay, sure. So okay, I'll just dox you and find out where you live at.
Hell,
How about that for a crash out? I'll just dox you and find out where you live at.
You're gonna dox my what? Say it again. Look, see what a loser he is, dude. What a sad little girl, dude.
Oof.
What a sad little girl.
Hey, Hamza.
Yo, Sajid, where are you from that you became Shia then Sunni? I'm curious what your ethnicity is.
I didn't become Shia. I was born into a Shia family.
That's what I said. I said Shia
So I
to
was raised
Sunni.
Shia. Yeah,
I already said
Afghanistan.
Oh, not a lot of Afghani Shias.
Yeah, Afghan Shias are good people, man.
What'd you say?
Where are you from? When Inter?
I'm Lebanese.
Okay.
I'm your cousin, brother.
Cousin is debatable.
Well, we're gonna win the war. I'll tell you that shit.
I'm a Mizrahi Jew, by the way.
I mean, how do you say we're cousins and then say we're gonna win the war? Like, where's the cousinship in that?
Families fight all the time. Don't worry about it.
Brother, no wonder you're a Shia from fucking South Lebanon. Why am I not surprised, bro?
Yeah, I am from South Lebanon, brother. You better.
You see
But Hamza's been nice.
That's
No, come
around
on.
Look, she's hitting on me.
prediction.
I'm not hitting on you. Stop being a low life.
Wait,
Like, I
when
mean,
Big
you
Bill?
were totally not my type in any sense.
Oh, trust me, I'm everyone's type, but you're just not in my league type shit.
Are we flirting?
Hell no.
That's
Scary. I would rather die.
Let me shoot my shot.
Talk, by the way.
What is happening?
I feel like Muslims take any type of flirting as a marriage proposal. You should be careful.
I wasn't even flirting, Kyoki.
A little bit.
All I said was he was being nice.
Even a compliment, they're gonna try to marry you.
I know, my DMs are filled with them. I tell them that their Muhammad is false and then they propose to me. It's so weird.
Trust me, you'll never see my name in your DMs. I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
By the way, notice how it's always the Pakistanis who are actually flirting. But now it was Lebanese. But
that is true. The Pakistanis are savages. I'm not gonna lie. Black guy.
Awkward.
Jealous. What does that mean, Fit?
I don't know about black. You're more brown.
He's talking about you for some reason. Yeah. So I guess I don't know. I think it's a good. Can we wrap it? Is it good to wrap it here, guys? It's a good wrap.
Yeah, I mean the Shias took over today with their boring nonsense and their infighting.
Man,
get it together before you go on panels.
Host, thank you for having us, bro, and letting us explain a little bit of our tradition and shit. What we do.
You guys fought in front of us. What do you mean letting you explain?
No, it was good though. I learned a lot from hearing them fight. I love hearing them fight because that's where you get all the details, all the juicy details.
Yes.
But yeah, guys. So as you saw, nothing but Muslim crash outs today. Nobody told me why I should believe in Islam. They gave me no interesting prophecies. Just talking about doxing my family. That's it. That's all it is. So as you can see, I wasn't convinced. Were any of you guys convinced at all? And guys, I just dropped everybody because I'm wrapping it up. So just thank you guys for whoever was up here with me the whole time. I appreciate you guys. If you're not giving me a follow on TikTok, go ahead and follow me. We do these lives every day around 3, 4, around that time. If you missed the episode or there's anything in the episode that you want to rewatch, we do post all the live videos on YouTube. So anything you want to see there, go to Scary Hours Podcast on YouTube, all right? So that's going to do it for me. See you guys on the next one. And YouTube, what's YouTube got going on? YouTube, I know I don't give you guys a lot of love and attention because TikTok is actually where the lives are. So if you guys want to join the conversation next time, come over to TikTok, Ask Scary Hours Podcast Live. That's the name of the account. And you guys could join the conversation as well. And as always, if you guys have any questions you want to interrupt, as you saw today, a lot of people did super chats. They get read out loud, and then we try to get the Muslims to address your questions. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, guys.